time you checked your home title. Scammers are targeting your equity with just a single forged document they file at the county. So don't wait until it's too late. Find out if you are already a victim today. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com and use promo code BILL to get a free title history report, plus a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Kenny Williams, how you doing, baby?
Good morning, Vic. I'm doing great, man.
So, full disclosure, Ken's got a little vacation coming up, whatever. He's having a good family fun trip, right?
Yeah, my daughter's up in Zion, Utah. She's working up there, and so we're going to go visit her.
Are you really going to hike?
Yeah, in fact, I never told anyone, but my wife got me some really cool hiking shoes. I've been wearing them for the last 2 weeks to break them in.
He's been breaking in the hiking shoes.
So, yeah, they're good to go.
Just do me one favor.
Yeah.
Don't get hurt doing hiking. I got to tell you, if I go on vacation, hiking is the last thing I'm going to do.
Yeah, she wants to keep us real active, so, just kind of show off. My daughter's a national park ranger, so she has to show off. And I get it. I love it. So.
That ship has sailed for me. So, okay. So a little housekeeping today. We had to move some stuff around. Well, we never move around Karen Kataline. She's always kicks us off on Thursdays. But we're going to do the deli at 9:41 because when the only time you have to speak to Joe D. Messina is 10:25, you put Joe D. Messina at 10:25.
That's right. The Warrenton Fall Festival. She's going to be playing there. It's going to be awesome.
So we got to put her where she wants to be. Gregory Wrightstone from CO2 Coalition. Grover Norquist. Oh my God, what are we? Tim Jones. Paul Spuhl is going to come by to tell us about that great veteran barbecue bash in Ellisville. That's going to be fun. And okay, who does the Pledge of Allegiance, Kenny?
Well, somebody who's been in the news a lot lately, Vic. It's a big fan of, actually a big helper of Donald Trump. It's Peter Navarro.
Oh, our great friend, Peter Navarro. Go ahead, Peter.
This is serious business because with all this flag burning going on, having flashbacks, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The one and only Karen Kataline.
Did you know that I'm married to a trucker? I feel like using a Yiddish word, famished. Spoiling in front of my computer, I am. They're just too dumb to lie. He has the effect of 6 shots of scotch.
My kids, I promise their names will come to me. I think it's inevitable that they will hate me when they grow up. Like every other parent, I spend sleepless nights imagining what my kids are going to say about me to their psychiatrists. Right? You've done this. She wasn't home. She missed my baseball game. She made me listen to her tight 10 for a week before she opened in Toledo and then had us heckle her for 3 hours so she had some practice comebacks. And our drinks were watered down. That's why I need to get really famous. Ethan and Esther. I knew it would come to me eventually.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel for you.
Maisel.
Just
Thank
for you.
You
Bet.
My wife loves that show, by the way.
It was hilarious. We binge watched it.
Yep.
Both of us.
Couple of things about the show that I didn't realize because I haven't watched it yet. My daughter's watching it. I'm not watching it. That's how what of a nerd I am. But there's a character, Lenny Bruce, right? Somebody plays Lenny Bruce.
Oh, I know. That figures prominently throughout.
I don't know who that actor is, but God, he nails Lenny Bruce.
Yeah, he's a lot better looking than the real Bellamy
Oh,
Bruce.
yeah. Right.
And he ended up, this is too much trivia. He ended up doing another series which bombed about ballet with the same producers who are wonderful. They produce some great stuff.
Well,
The people that did Mrs. Maisel.
I'm gonna get on it. I can't think of anything but Dexter right now. So
Oh.
this weekend is the season finale for Dexter. I'm sitting on pins and needles.
No.
After that, I'll start watching the marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It can be quite addictive. We watched a movie that I want to recommend to you. It actually is very violent, so my husband likes it,
me too.
and I liked it for a change. I
Wow.
don't like a lot of but this was a smart violent movie called Nobody.
Oh, I watched it.
Ah,
Bob Odenkirk.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it
And
was really good.
Nobody 2 is in theaters now.
Oh, is it?
Sequel, yeah.
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 Oh, thank you for letting me know that.
I love that though.
You don't know if it's good, do you?
I don't. I don't.
Sequels are rarely good.
I rarely go to the movie theaters. My wife hates the movies. So we wait till we get on some streaming service.
I don't blame you. Well, we'll look for that.
And before we get going here, I just want to let you know I did use the word famished in proper context.
You did.
My wife
To a nice Gentile or
We
a
were-
nice Jewish person?
We were talking to somebody. We were talking to each other about somebody. I can't believe it. I'm astonished. I said, I'm famished. I was like, oh my God. She said, what's famished? I said, it's Yiddish. Don't worry about it.
Can I say, maybe I've created a monster?
Oh, there's no doubt.
Oh yeah. I will attest to that.
I told her.
That's funny.
I told her I'm a Jew in training and all that fun. Yeah.
I'm flattered. That's cute.
Yeah.
And nowadays it takes courage to admit that,
That you're being a
You
Jew
know?
in training?
to being a Jew.
Well, you know.
It's too
I mean,
bad. Did you happen to see the 2 Jews on Gutfeld last night?
Yes. The one
I thought you might.
the one guy, the comedian, always has that gigantic Star of David around his neck, which
He's
is
a
cool.
wacko.
He's funny
And
though. He's good.
Shapiro kind of looked over and went, "Are you one of us?" Dang.
And Ben Shapiro always has the yarmulke on, always.
Well, that's he's Orthodox. He wears it all the time.
That's cool.
Many Orthodox do.
And then they did.
He's got a books. No wonder he's on Gutfeld.
Well, that's okay. You know, we get to see him. He sells a book. It's fine. All right, let's get down to
Yeah,
business here. Cut
yeah,
it
yeah.
out. Stop screwing
Okay.
around. Okay.
What?
This new axis of evil, I'm very confused about. So Vladimir and Xi Jinping, I get it. But Modi from India, really? We helped you get out of a war with Pakistan, and then you're teaming up with these two asses?
I don't know. And when I heard Modi, I went, "The comedian."
And then you were
What am
finished.
I missing?
Right.
What am I missing?
That's so funny. I didn't even think of that. I should have
I
thought
know.
of that, but I didn't.
Yeah, well, you are the one that reminded me of his name because I can never think of his name, and I thought, okay, now I'll remember.
So
Well, I guess you're giving me a beautiful opening to say what I stayed awake last night tweeting.
yes.
This is what I was passionate about. You know how it is when you hear a story and you go and you start talking to the radio and say, "How come they're not mentioning that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, that didn't quite qualify because this is something many of us have been thinking, wondering about, speculating about, but connecting all the dots. Now, granted, this is the qualifier. When I do that, I always leave open for the possibility I could be incredibly wrong. But sometimes I talk to people who are so nerdy, they have to have all the facts before them before they say, it could be this.
Right.
And you guys both do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how you get to the truth, by entertaining certain things. So with that said, I wrote, this is a newfangled version of, I was writing about the hot mic moment, which interested me tremendously because they're talking about immortality and living forever.
Right.
And this fascinates me because I'm of the opinion that a great many political and especially dictators, that's part of what motivates them. The megalomaniacal,
Yeah.
lots of symbols,
Love that.
lots of syllables, megalomaniacal mentality that causes people to want to control the world, live forever, be God in their universe and in everyone else's. And it isn't specifically money or power. It's that sense of immortality that we all must humbly face our mortality. So here, Xi Jinping is caught on a hot mic. I thought this was so huge, so significant, talking to Putin, which is probably one of the reasons why he's enticing him. Hey, we have the fountain of youth, baby. You better, put your money on us. And he says, you heard the quote, I don't have it, that now 70 is really young and pretty soon we'll be able to live forever. So I wrote, a newfangled version of eugenics briefly exposed to the light of day, ? Contempt for all life except for their own and their elitist buddies. I only had a certain number of characters. I would have written more. Yeah. Is that what gain of function research and all that organ harvesting was really all about?
And I think in that hot mic moment, Vladimir Putin said blood transfusions from young people. And I'm like, well, how do you?
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of the Falun Gong?
You told us about that.
Oh my God. I've been watching that and horrified by it for years. That's why I went to see Shen Yun. Shen Yun is made up of Falun Gong. They always go after the religious because, as we've said before, people of faith, no matter how imperfect they may be, they still strive to do good and they want to be held accountable to something greater than themselves. People like this, inherent dictators, communists, people who have been watching too many bad sci-fi movies, they want to destroy people of faith because they're a conscience that keeps saying, as my husband would say, word. Can I have a word with you? There is something higher and greater than yourself. And guess what, baby? No matter how much you think of yourself, you ain't it. There is a right. There is a wrong. What you're doing is wrong. And they're going to continue to be a thorn in the side of communists and eugenicists and all these kind of people that have always been there throughout. And remember things like Soylent Green, where they keep people alive just to make sure that they're growing organs. I mean, there have been tons of sci-fi. There have been sci-fi movies about this forever. And these people are too ignorant, too arrogant to recognize that it was a movie. But it's very important. And I think people need to be watching for more inklings of the truth coming out about that. I thought that we're going to see more of that if hopefully people start paying attention.
Karen,
does it sound like I'm on a tangent?
Yeah,
but
yes, you opened up so many things. About 10 years ago, Karen, I grabbed the domain name youthbloodbank.com. And the reason why I did is because I had this idea and I talked with the doctor about it. And I said, couldn't college students, people who are aspiring to go to college but can't afford it, give their blood for great payment to rich people to go to school? I mean,
Sure.
Transfusion, basically using their youth blood to get a lot of, I'm talking about a lot of money, okay, for them to go to college. And he's like, that's brilliant. I mean, you want to get involved? We never did it. Okay. But then you also brought up something about the elites and the China, Russia, and India thing. That's actually another wing of like the elites in the world, where you've got the WEF and now you got these guys. The United States is standing alone in this whole thing.
I don't know. There's just so many players. I don't pretend to know. I'm speculating. What you brought up is an American version that's voluntary.
Right.
Think for one moment, if you dare, and I hate even thinking about it, somebody who already controls the population through force, through tyranny. How many countries are already like that today or have been? And so communism, thank you, despicable human running for mayor in New York City, which breaks my heart. These people seek communism and tyranny so that they can do whatever they want. So they don't answer to anyone. God forbid the people that they're supposed to be serving. So once you gain that kind of power, then you could do whatever you want, including what they have been doing in China to the Uyghurs and to the Falun Gong. That's a cautionary tale to all of us.
Yeah.
And these stupid skulls full of mush in America who've already been indoctrinated. Oh, they think socialism and communism is so great. Can I plug a group that I just learned about?
If you must.
If I must. It's not really a group. It was started by Congress, by whatever it's called, Victims of Communism.
Huh.
Go check it out.
I will, promise.
And they have a museum, and that's what they're dedicated to, is making people aware of, and there is a speaker you can get. I haven't been able to get him yet, but Victims of Communism.
Okay.
I encourage people to give money to them.
Just a little, I'm a little famished here that when I said,
Right.
if you must, you didn't reply with, I must.
Oh.
As part of the Blazing Saddles fan club, I thought you would have done that. Okay, next thing.
My husband does that so much to me, I just ignore it.
Got it.
So-
Just goes right by.
Oh, there. I understand that now.
So Shen Yun, I
Yes.
mean, you talked very seriously about it, so now I got to be a complete jerk and
Mm.
tell you that when they come here, usually it's in March, right?
Uh-huh.
The commercials, I swear to God, they're every second. And I don't know how they make any money because they're spending all this advertising money. There's 5 million people in the cast. But the thing about it is, I always wonder if like the, gun-toting, Confederate flag wearing hillbilly guy gets tickets for Shen Yun and goes, Shen Yun, woo! So every time.
I don't think they do.
Well, right. But that's why it's comedy, right? That's why it's funny. So every single time the commercial comes on, I go, Shen Yun, woo! To my wife. And she's like, oh my God, how many more months of this do I have to go through this?
And Karen, you know
Yeah,
what's so
it is quite a bit. Yeah.
You know what?
And their ticket prices are very high. So that's maybe why.
And
I'm sorry, Ken.
unrelated, Karen. It's really odd because Vic went through this whole thing, and then I said, and my wife hears me. I always go Shen Yun because that's all they do.
That's what
and whenever
the guy says it.
And we're sitting in the living room, she's on the couch, I'm on my chair, and when that commercial comes on, she'll look at me and wait, and then I'll do it. And she'll go, "You're an idiot."
All right,
Looks
final
like
thing.
You have marriages like I do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And why not? We have the most fun marriages. And
do.
the last thing, Karen put up a little video from the Babylon Bee, which is the canceled mascot support group meeting.
Isn't that great?
It's the Land O'Lakes Indian lady, Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben,
Oh yeah.
the Cleveland Indian, and then the Cracker Barrel guy comes
Oh
in.
my God, that's awesome.
So
Oh, a
funny.
white guy. A token white guy.
Wow.
Wait a minute, you got
Yeah,
canceled? How is that?
How'd that happen?
So funny. All right, Karen, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
We'll chat again on Monday. It'll be Kenless. Ken's going on vacation or some crap like that.
Have a
Yeah.
wonderful time, Ken.
Thanks.
Don't
Karen.
get hurt.
I'm
What?
gonna
Didn't
try
I
not
say
to.
that?
Yes.
Don't sprain your ankle.
Right.
Be home for dinner.
That's right.
All right, Karen.
Okay.
Thanks so much. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Karen.
She's so funny.
It's awesome.
This thing's hysterical. This Babylon Bee thing. Todd Showalter. I forget what he said he had some Aunt Jemima pancakes.
Yeah.
And then I said, did you put Land O'Lake butter on it?
Yeah.
And then he goes, yeah. And I had a side of Uncle Ben's rice. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid, the
It
things
is dumb.
that the left does. All right. So Joe D. Messina is going to join us. Ton of #1 hits. We're going to play her very first one. Let's see how she reacts to that.
Yeah.
Which is called Heads, Carolina, Tails, California. So I want to ask her, what happened? Which way did that coin flip? And Porcelli's Deli is a little early, everybody. 9:41 coming up in a bit. Have a Little Levity is next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Follow us on Rumble at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Cisco Systems and Cyber Bastion, a diaspora-owned small business.
On News Talk STL. News, analysis, opinion.
It almost seems common sense, but, alas, common sense isn't so common these days.
News Talk STL.
Attention all gun enthusiasts. Don't miss the big Lincoln County Gun Show, September 5th through 7th at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Troy, Missouri. With over 450 tables of pistols, handguns, rifles, long guns, shotguns, ammo, and more. The fun starts Friday, September 5th at 4 and continues all weekend. Admission is just $10 and good for the entire weekend. Kids 12 and under get in free with discounts for veterans and first responders. The big Lincoln County Gun Show at the Troy, Missouri KC Hall the weekend of September 5th. More info at bkpromotions.us.
Dove season is here, deer season right around the corner. Hunters, get your supplies and your gear from the experts at Whistle Pig Outdoors in Troy. Waders, ammo, decoys, they've got the quality you expect from a family that lives the hunting lifestyle themselves. That's whistlepigoutdoors.com.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint, formulated to outsmart the elements. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, mold or mildew. Our home exterior coatings intelligently designed to stand up to Mother Nature. Call 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense, science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
Jamie Allman here, and I want you to hide out with me 10 minutes south of 270 in Gravois at the wonderful Hideout, the best burgers you're going to find anywhere in the land, and yet people still eat Dave's Chili right there at 90-degree temperatures. Music every day, it seems, people, on the weekends especially, and dinners and lunch served every single day of the week. The coldest beer and the best staff you're going to find, the Hideout right there in High Ridge.
St. Louis's new choice for conservative talk.
Thank you for the opportunity to let me vent here.
Live and local.
Way to be, guys. 1019 all the way.
This is News Talk STL.
I am home.
Whoosh. Whoosh.
The Vic Porcelli Show. News Talk STL.
Ken Williams, everybody.
You go, Vic.
Got some stupid vacation crap coming up next week and tomorrow. Whatever, man. Have fun.
Thanks, man.
And you heard Karen, don't get hurt.
I'm gonna try.
What'd you expect the Jew to say to you?
Exactly.
You know what I forgot to tell her?
What?
Mia, believe it or not, my daughter is watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And I guess because besides my wife, she's the only sane one. The rest of us in the family all have this weird fantasy of being stand-up comedians. All of us, everyone. Chris, Mariel, Mia, and me.
I think you've mentioned it before. Have you ever had any like performances in your house?
Oh, constantly.
Okay.
We try out our new jokes on the rest of the family.
Right.
Yeah. I've even stolen some from my kids. And they've stolen from me plenty. But she said, yeah, I'm watching this Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I was like, oh my God. I said, is it a lot of Jew stuff in it? She's like, a ton of Jew stuff in it. Karen will love it. And of course, Karen's seen the whole thing, but it really is. It's so Jewy and it's so great.
Yeah. Yeah. Caddy watches. She was binging it actually. And I got in on it. I was like, you have to, if you're anywhere in the room, you've got to watch it. I mean, so.
Ken, I can't think of anything but Dexter right now. I can't. It all cut this Resurrection season 1. They have been renewed for 2 and 3. Is so intense that I can't. I gotta watch it. Of course, I love it.
That's on an app that I don't have. I think
Paramount Plus. It's Showtime. You have Showtime?
I have Paramount Plus.
Well, you put it in Paramount Plus.
Okay, I'll check it because last time I looked, I thought I couldn't get it.
You just have to pick the right Dexter.
Okay.
Because the original Dexter's there. Dexter Back from the Grave or whatever the hell that one was called. Right. So there's a lot of Dexters. All right, Ken, you know what? We're getting a little too serious here. We actually are not.
No, not really.
Let's get a little more levity. How about that?
I just thought it was time I just thought we'd have a little levity today.
It's an honor to be here. President Trump is back.
News about today's events and conditions.
I don't know about you, but I don't want my dollars going towards this crap.
A little levity.
77 million Americans voted to elect this president.
You ever notice that the people who are wrong always seem to talk louder than anybody
I will
else?
hold myself to the truth, and I expect everyone in this room to do the same.
A little levity today.
You know what, Kenny?
What?
Caroline Leavitt is so good at what she does because, like, you heard Jen Psaki, right? Talking about Trump and was he dead and all that. That was the big lib thing to say over last weekend. Caroline Leavitt is doing such a great job against all those enemies in that room.
Yeah.
You know, Jen Psaki and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, she was amongst friends, you know?
Right.
All the libs. So that's why Caroline, I believe, is a ton better. This first one's really long. Are you good for that?
Yeah, you can stop it anytime you want.
Okay.
I just had to include all of it because it's that important.
Then we should play it all.
All right.
Okay. Well, let's get a little levity going.
Anybody with, and I say, with a connected brainstem knows that Chicago's crime is out of control. And young black men are getting killed, laying dead in the middle of the streets every single day in Chicago. No president has addressed any of these issues. And so what is the White House going to do to address issues in their capacity to deal with the conflict and violence in Chicago?
Sure. It is a priority of this administration to ensure that American cities are safe again. And
Stop. That gentleman sounds like he may be black.
Yeah, he's an invited guest. He's a social media influencer, and she invited him there to do
But the point is he's black.
Right. Well, yeah.
And he's talking about the black kids getting killed in Chicago.
Yeah.
And here's the whole key to this audio clip. He said, what is the Trump administration going to do about the crime in Chicago? When Pritzker doesn't want him to do anything.
Right.
Brandon Johnson doesn't want him to do anything. Here's a black guy, right, saying, what is the administration going to do to help stop killing? He's the first one with sense talking about fighting crime in Chicago.
Exactly.
All right, good.
Sure that American cities are safe again. And I'm so glad that you brought up the crime in Chicago, because we've been seeing the governor of Illinois parading out there saying that there's nothing wrong with Chicago. It's a great place to live. There's no crime there. He doesn't need President Trump's help. Well, I think the residents of Chicago beg to differ, and the statistics beg to differ. And I'll just share a few of those statistics with all of you. For 13 consecutive years, Chicago has had the most murders of any U.S. city. This is J.B. Pritzker's legacy, by the way. For 7 consecutive years, Chicago has had the highest murder rate among U.S. cities with more than 1 million people.
All right, we'll continue, Vic. But this is what drives me crazy, is that every single time it's brought up about crime in these cities, in the inner cities, in St. Louis, they always say, no, it's getting better now. Shut up. You stop thinking about the past. Because right now, in this moment, okay, last month was okay,
right?
But now it's two less people died,
right?
So we're getting better.
We were talking to somebody, I think it was Drew Allen, who said, yeah, you got 1,000 murders, and then the next year, if you have 999, murders are down.
Yeah,
don't be stupid, okay? They're so stupid. Go ahead, continue.
In 2024, just last year, Chicago's murder rate per capita was 3 times higher than Los Angeles and nearly 5 times higher than New York City. That's more than double the murder rate in Islamabad and nearly 15 times more than Delhi. Out of Chicago's 147,899 reported crimes this year, that's how many crimes have been reported in Chicago since January 1st. There have only been arrests in 16% of them. These numbers are unacceptable. There have been more illegal guns recovered in Chicago than in New York City and Los Angeles combined. The number of reported motor vehicle thefts last year was more than double the number in 2021. And Chicago has also, just like DC, come under scrutiny over discrepancies in its homicide data reporting. So as bad as these numbers are, perhaps they are even worse. And this is Governor Pritzker's legacy. He should put politics aside. He should pick up the phone and call this president, who would be more than happy to do right by law-abiding American residents in the city of Chicago, and we hope that he will.
So, here's an idea, okay? Do you know who Gianno Caldwell is?
Mm-mm.
He's a contributor on Fox News. He's the guy, when he's on, he always looks like his back hurts. Like, I love the guy. He's great. But his little brother was murdered in a gangland shooting, and that hasn't been solved yet. So here's a guy who's on TV more than once a week, and they can't figure out who killed his brother. How do you think he feels?
Yeah.
Right. So he should take a bunch of black conservatives and invade Chicago themselves, block the streets, get out, protect them.
Protest, have a parade.
Yeah, but my thing is for something different, like if you're in an intersection, you have some limousines completely blocking off that entire intersection, and then these guys in the middle of all the limos or whatever kind of cars they're driving with microphones and stuff and talk to people. That would be a great kickoff to have Donald Trump bring the National Guard in and fight crime. Law and order, Ken.
That sounds awesome. I wouldn't block roadways. That's kind of a no. You shouldn't do that.
Why?
Well, because you just shouldn't.
Why?
You shouldn't block roadways, Vic.
I'm talking about in the city.
No, I know, but that's my big thing is they should never be doing that. Protest for sure and set that whole thing up.
Okay, I get you now. I get you now. That's not what I'm talking about.
I got you.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about getting a permit.
Okay.
Because they block off streets for block parties and stuff. It's you know what I mean.
Oh, I get that.
You know what I mean. That's it's not a protest. I didn't really explain myself well. It's not a protest. It's an event.
I love that idea. Yeah. Yes.
And just because
if you get permits, then yeah, absolutely drop it.
Black people need to see other black people.
Yes, they do.
Saying the right thing.
Right.
That's my point.
And that's why when the video came up about local people in Chicago, in the inner city, saying, Trump, we need you here.
Right. And they still say it to this day, Ken.
They do.
All right. Let's do another one before we get out of here. I'm sorry I took too much time on that one. This is about, so RFK Jr. is testifying today in front of a committee. And here, Kataline Leavitt responds to a question about the firing of the CDC director, Susan Monterez.
First on the firing of the CDC director, who will replace her? And then also, overnight, the White House said that she did not align with the president's agenda. Dr. Monterez's attorneys say that she refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fire dedicated health experts. What specifically did she do wrong?
Look, what I will say about this individual is that her lawyer's statement made it abundantly clear themselves that she was not aligned with the president's mission to make America healthy again. And the secretary asked her to resign. She said she would, and then she said she wouldn't. So the president fired her, which he has every right to do. It was President Trump who was overwhelmingly reelected on November 5th. This woman has never received a vote in her life, and the president has the authority to fire those who are not aligned with his mission. A new replacement will be announced by either the president or the secretary very soon. And the president and Secretary Kennedy are committed to restoring trust and transparency and credibility to the CDC by ensuring their leadership and their decisions are more public facing, more accountable, strengthening our public health system, and restoring it to its core mission of protecting Americans from communicable diseases, investing in innovation to prevent, detect, and respond to future threats. That's the mission of the CDC, and we're going to make sure that folks that are in positions of leadership there are aligned with that mission.
If you get a job, you send in your resume, you have the interview, you get the job, and then your first day on the job, you say, what is this? I'm not doing this.
Right. Yeah.
That's what people, because it's Trump. Everything is because it's Trump.
Oh, TDS needs to be investigated and researched for the next 100 years.
You don't get to say, no, I'm not doing it. You don't get to say, no, I'm not fired.
He's the president, duly elected president of the United States who has full authority to fire these people. And they're saying, oh, you don't have the authority.
You don't watch Family Guy, do you?
No.
There's I think her name is Consuela. She's the maid. And she never says yes to anything. Like if somebody comes to the door, she goes, I have no money. But there was one time they were trying to fire her. And she goes, Consuela, you're fired. No, I stay. That's exactly.
It's the same thing.
I'm going to find it and play it for you when you get back. All right. That's all the time we have.
A little levity today.
Have
a little levity.
Little levity.
So listen, it's not every day you get to talk to somebody like Joe D. Messina. Am I right, Ken?
Right.
Her time she could talk to us was at 10:25. You don't say, oh, no, we have this show. We have this little thing called Porcelli's Deli, so we can't have you. No, you don't do that. So the deli's next is what I'm trying to say. On 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home. Too early, sorry.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken. Vic smokes cigarettes. Ken smokes briskets. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
On the next,
Larry Connors, USA.
One moment, children are in mass. The next moment, shots being fired and 2 die in their pews.
Larry Connors, USA. Now, weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL. From the heart of Missouri, straight to your favorite St. Louis shelves. Discover Stolock Ozark Highlands Whiskey and Inversion Vodka. Crafted 100% in Missouri's Ozark Highlands with unmatched smoothness and bold, refined flavor. These award-winning spirits are redefining what local means. Want to win a bottle? Visit stoneledgedistillery.com/win and register today. Stolock Whiskey, Inversion Vodka, proudly made in Missouri, poured wherever quality matters.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
As you know, Vincent's is not just my favorite jeweler. Vincent's is my only jeweler. And I was in recently looking at lab-grown diamonds. These are not glass. They are actual diamonds, but they cost a fraction of a natural diamond. You can check them out at Vincent's.com, or better yet, see these lab-grown diamonds in person. You're going to be amazed at the beauty and the price. Vincent's Jewelers, Vincent'sJewelers.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Welcome to Porcelli's Deli.
Yes, very good. I'll have a Bloody Mary and a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich, please.
Gabago. Over here.
ketchup. Where's the ketchup at? I bet the Chinese food here is terrible.
With Vic Porcelli.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot.
Porcelli's Deli is moved to 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Come on in. We're open. Have a seat. Vic will tell you a story.
You know the best thing about that is she says he's a very strange young man.
Yeah,
okay?
I notice that every time.
Just want to say. Okay, so today's Porcelli's Deli is all about, Ken, the Twilight Zone. And the reason why is my wife is like a tornado lately, last month or so, just shredding things, tax returns from 20 years ago. I don't think we know anymore.
She's like in some kind of weird nesting mode or what?
Well, she's just getting rid of stuff.
Okay.
Feng shui, baby.
Oh, okay.
Feng shui.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
Watch your language.
Yeah, you better watch out.
And she found a book. I had one of these 35, 40, 50 years ago. Oh my God. 50 years ago. And it got all old and was falling apart. And my son, Chris, because he's so awesome, bought me a new copy of the Twilight Zone Companion.
Nice.
Now, this book lists every single episode of the Twilight Zone in order. Everyone has Rod Serling's monologue at the beginning, and it has some comments from somebody who worked on that scene, a writer, a producer, even a stage person or costume person, So I wanted to just go through a few of the episodes. Is that okay, Ken?
Oh, yeah.
So the very first ever Twilight Zone was on October 2nd of 1959, and it's entitled, Where is Everybody? Earl Holliman is the only person in this episode. and he's in a town, and there's nobody at the gas station. There's nobody at the diner. There's nobody at the hotel. Where is everybody? And he starts going crazy. Starts going insane because there's nobody. And it turns out the whole thing is just an experiment from the government to see if he could handle like living on the moon or Mars or something.
Oh,
like that,
okay.
You know?
Yeah, you know, I Twilight Zone, by the way, I just want to say I grew up with that. I
Yeah,
mean,
who didn't, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really expanded my imagination, I think.
That's exactly the right way to take from, like, look at my son. I turned him on to the Twilight Zone at a very young age, and he loved it so much that he bought me this book. Let's start there. The album that you play, Perchance to Dream is an episode of the Twilight Zone. The song has nothing to do with the episode. He just took the titles and wrote a cool song about it.
Yeah.
Like The Obsolete Man is him being a piano player, and he walks in one day and it plays by itself. A robot plays it, so he's obsolete. He's obsolete.
Yeah.
Okay. The Lonely. Ken, we talked about The Lonely when we were talking to that guy who really liked us about AI.
Yeah.
And I didn't explain this very well, so I'd like to explain it better now. It's called The Lonely. Jack Warden is a criminal, and he's sentenced. His sentence, there's no jail in this universe. You go to another planet. So Jack Warden was sent to this other planet as his jail, as his prison. Again, nobody there. So they did give him a companion who was played by Gene Marsh. Okay, this Gene Marsh hosted a show called the International Animation Festival every Sunday night, right after Monty Python. Monty Python went on at like 10:30, and then she came on at 11 with all these great old cartoons. But Gene Marsh was his companion. So now his sentence is over, and it's time for him to leave. And he says, okay, let's go. He says to Gene Marsh, come on, let's go. And the guy that came to get him said, no, she doesn't come. There's not enough room. There's only room for you and me, and that's it. He goes, no, I want her to come. And he won't give it up. So the guy takes a hammer and smashes Gene Marsh in the face. And then you find out she's a robot. She's not really even a real woman. But he had a companionship with her for who knows how many years.
Right.
And that's exactly what we're talking about, isn't it, with the AI stuff?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Next one I want to talk about is called One for the Angels. My son loves this episode so much that all the gaming stuff that he does, Call of Duty and all those games, his handle is One for the Angels. That's how much he loves this episode. Ed Wynn is a kind of a walking haberdashery. He's got the things. In the old days, they had this tiny little table that the legs would come out and the guy would sell ties and stuff right there in the street.
Yeah.
Ed Wynn, by the way, if you've ever seen, no, I can't remember. I don't want to get it wrong. A great old actor. And the Angel of Death pays him a visit. And the Angel of Death is the guy who played the mayor of Amity in Jaws. Same
Oh,
actor.
yeah. Okay.
So great. Hello, Mr. Buckland.
Yeah.
Real serious, And he said, well, I just want to do one more pitch, one for the Angels. And so this little girl runs into the street and almost gets hit by a car, and Edwin saves her. And it wasn't her time, Mr. Bookman. It's your time, So he goes, let me do one more pitch. So Edwin does this great pitch about the ties. It's made of the finest silk in the world from China, and you can't get these anywhere but here. And the Angel of Death is so enamored by his pitch that time expires, and now he doesn't have to get Edwin, and Edwin lives instead of going with the Angel of Death.
I remember that one. I love that one.
One for the Angels. All right, now let's get into the real ones that everybody loves. Eye of the Beholder. Eye of the Beholder, the setting is a hospital. And it's really weird how it's shot and very dark. You can't really see anybody,
Yeah, and very homogenized.
Very, very. And they're talking to this woman who has wrap on her ace bandages all around her face. And so he's like, well, this is the best we can do. You may still be ugly, but we're gonna see what we can do. So they do it, and then they finally take. And by the way, I'm doing all these spoilers because this is 1960. Okay, if you haven't seen this, it's 1960.
Yeah.
So he goes, all right, we're gonna take them off. I hope it works. And you take it off, and she's beautiful. Matter of fact, she's Donna Douglas, Ellie Mae from the Clampets.
Right. Yeah.
And the doctors and the nurses scream, oh no,
disgusting.
And then the light goes on, and you see that they're all like pig faces and disgusting pig faces, but they're all the same, and she's different.
Right.
So it's the Eye of the Beholder.
Eye of the Beholder.
That's the name of that one. Midnight Sun. It's hot. Oh my God, it's so hot. This girl's in her apartment, and she's trying to just drink any little bit of water that she can get, and it keeps getting hotter and hotter, and people fighting over just bottles of water. And I want to just do a little bit of Rod's opening to that one. He's standing in front of a window, and it's daylight out, and the clock behind him says 10 minutes before 12. So he's standing in front of the window, and he goes, the time is 10 minutes before 12. Midnight. There is no more darkness. Is that awesome?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's how you say it.
Yeah, it's how you say it.
It's 10 before 12 o'clock. Midnight. There is no more darkness. So it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and everything's terrible. And then she finally collapses, and when she wakes up, it was just a dream, Ken. The Earth is not getting closer to the sun. But guess what? The Earth is moving away from the sun, and it's getting colder and colder and colder.
Wow.
And everybody's bundling up to go to, and they're going to go to Florida.
That's one thing that I noticed about the Twilight Zone is there's really nothing. It's always now I don't want to say negative, but it was always very depressing in some point. Like back then, people survived. Back then, people went without.
Yes.
And so normal situations that we would say, oh my God, they went through all that. That was a normal situation for people back then.
Yes.
And they kind of exposed that on the Twilight Zone.
But here's what I like too, and I think it's what you're saying, Ken. It's not always a happy ending.
It's not. And that's exactly right.
And my son, from a songwriter point of view, Chris has been stricken with a terrible disease. It's called Harry Chapin disorder.
Yeah.
He can't write a happy song. He can't. Ken, he can't write a happy song. And a lot of the Twilight Zones just don't end happy. And the book I wrote that you're apparently too bored with and don't want to read anymore doesn't necessarily have a happy ending. So anyway, so the last one I'll talk about is To Serve Man. So this guy comes down from another planet. The planet is called Cannabit. And he's big and he's tall. And he's got a big skinny head. And they bring him into a courtroom, I guess a committee, Senate or House
probably
committee.
like a Senate, Senate committee or something. Yeah,
and he talks about his planet. We have no hunger. You know, nobody attacks us because we have this dome over it. It's a great place to live, and we'd love to have you guys come. So he brought a book with him, and they tried to decode. The army and the military try to decode what the book says.
Yeah,
you know, inside, and they finally figured out. It's after all that time, only the title of the book he's holding, and the book is called To Serve Man.
Right.
And so they were like, oh, that's great. They want to be friends with us and they want to serve us, and that's great. So that episode ends with one of the scientists getting onto the spaceship, because now they're having like daily flights.
As many people as possible are getting on these planes.
As many as possible going on these planes and onto their spaceship and then to their planet, right? And one of the girls, who's the cryptographer, the person who tries to decipher what's in the book, she's saying, John, I don't know if his name is John. I'm just saying, John. Hey, well, I'm sorry. One more thing. I'm the worst storyteller.
That's all right.
The guy who plays that big guy, his name is Richard Keel. He was Jaws in the James Bond movie.
Yes.
Same guy.
Yes.
So really tall, right?
Real
7 feet
tall, yeah.
All right, so sorry. So John, please, don't go on the ship. Don't. The book. It's a cookbook. So they're going to eat them all.
To serve man.
Yeah, to serve man. To serve man as dinner.
Right.
Not to serve man dinner.
Right.
Ken, anything better than that?
No.
Any kind of ending better than that? Any kind of play on words better than that? I don't think so. So the Twilight Zones are on like one of the holidays. I think it's New Year's Eve. They have a marathon on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
And every year I'm such a goon. I always put on, coming up next on Sci-Fi, To Serve Man. I'll put on Facebook like every episode.
I would binge that every day.
It's so great. And Rod Serling, he died so young. And he was such an influence on my son that my son, he kind of bullshit his way through school. He would ask if he could make a film instead of doing the actual work. So the first one he had to do was on smog. So he's, writing the script and everything. And he goes, can you just drive me around where there's places with smokestacks and stuff? So we went down to the brewery. There's always smoke coming out of those things. And then I said to Chris, I said, so what are you going to use for music for this film? He goes, I don't know. What do you think? I said, well, Pink Floyd has a song called Breathe, right? Breathe in the air. Oh, it's great. So he uses it. But the funny thing is, at the end of the whole film that he makes, okay, I guess why do the Porcelli's have that? We have a smoke machine, fog machine.
Why?
Right. For this, maybe the only time we use that, I don't know. So the fog fills the screen, and then as it dissipates, there's Chris in a black tie, white shirt, black suit, like Rod Serling. He's even got his fingers like this, like he's got a cigarette in his hand because he didn't want to. And he goes, file this one under S for smog. In the he didn't say the Twilight Zone, he said something scientific, and he got a good grade on that. But that's how much it influenced him. And these stories are just great. And the actors kind of have been in some of these. Jack Klugman and Richard Keel, the guy we mentioned that's in The Lonely. Jack, what's his last name? Anyway, Robert Redford, the lady who played in Bewitched, the mother. Elizabeth Montgomery's mother, who was born in St. Louis, by the way.
Agatha.
Yeah. You're on it. Come on, Kenny.
I want to say Christie. It's not.
Agnes Moorehead.
Whew.
That was every brain cell, everybody. They're all gone now. And some of the biggest actors ever were in these Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all the time we have for the Twilight Zone on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Ken, you remember Golden Earring?
Yeah.
Of course you do. They had a song called Twilight Zone, and I thought we'd play that after our Twilight Zone Porcelli's Deli. You okay with that?
I like it.
Yes, you are, because you're playing it.
You got it.
Let's listen to some of that to take us to the news on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
It's 2 a.m. Here is gone. The sun's still warm.
William Shatner. William Shatner was in a Twilight Zone.
Yes, he was.
Nightmare at 20,000 Feet with the gremlin on the wing. Oh, that's it. Sorry. Okay. So that's our first hour of our 3-hour tour. Things are a little switched around. Gregory Wrightstone from the CO2 Coalition is going to be with us next. And Joe D. Messina, the great country star, she's got a bunch of number ones. She's going to be at the Warrenton Fall Festival on the 20th. And we'll see how she's been doing. On 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Looking for the best selection of firearms in the St. Louis region? Drive to Osage County Guns. Conveniently located off I-70, just 25 minutes from St. Charles. We've got thousands of guns in stock, the largest selection of handguns, rifles, and shotguns around. Trade in or sell your old guns for cash and shop our wide variety of premium Winchester ammunition made right here in the USA. Visit us online at ocgmo.com, or better yet, make the drive to Osage County Guns and see why we're the St. Louis region's favorite.
Yo, this is Vic. Vic for Vets is proudly honoring our veterans. Every Wednesday at 11:05, you'll hear about that day's honoree and their incredible service to our country.
Hi, it's Ken. You want to nominate a veteran? Send their name, service information, and story to me, Ken, at NewstalkSTL.com.
Brought to you by Heroes Care, Alamo Military Collectibles, and Monocle's Pizza.
Together, let's celebrate the heroes in our community. Vic for Vets, where honor meets gratitude.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason.
Testifying on Capitol Hill this hour, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. stressing the need for, in his words, bold, competent, creative leadership at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Kennedy is defending the firings that have taken place at the agency under his watch, saying the goal is unbiased, politics-free science at the CDC, which he says really bungled its response to the COVID pandemic. Angola, Louisiana, home of the latest immigration detention center designed to hold some of the worst ICE detainees.
Governor Jeff Landry says after years of neglect, a complex inside the Louisiana State Penitentiary is being put back in service.
To help fulfill the mission of removing criminal, illegal aliens that have been causing havoc in our communities.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says it's been deliberately chosen to encourage people living illegally in the U.S. to self-deport.
You're going to end up here because we're going to throw the book at you and everything else that we have until you're out of this country, and you no longer have the right to be free and no longer have the right to be in the United States of America.
I'm Ben Thomas.
Texas lawmakers have passed a bill allowing Texans to sue out-of-state abortion pill providers for up to $100,000.
This marks the first bill of its kind in any state. Supporters hail the measure as a tool to stop medication abortions, which remain available despite being outlawed in Texas. But pro-abortion groups deride the legislation. They call the measure a bounty hunter bill that would encourage private citizens to engage in a form of legalized vigilante justice. State lawmakers have sent the measure to Governor Greg Abbott's desk.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. Stocks higher on Wall Street. The Dow is up 131 points. NASDAQ ahead 62. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
Some welcome pockets of rain overnight, but it's a quick drying trend through the morning as skies clear into the midday hours. Just gorgeous this afternoon. Up to 75, north breeze at 3 to 8 miles per hour. Turns out of the west this afternoon and eventually out of the south this evening. Just a few clouds tonight, down to 62 for the overnight low. Another cold front rolling through Friday, bringing scattered showers and a lot of clouds along with it. Even cooler tomorrow with a high of only 72. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour. Ken, he amazes me every day. I never want to take him for granted, which is why I think you shouldn't go on vacation. You should stay here, let your family go hiking at Zion, stay with me. Whatever, man. Whatever.
I'm going to miss it. I will be quite honest with you. I'm going to love being on vacation, but I tell you, I know I'm going to start jonesing at some point.
I'm not calling you for anything.
Oh, well.
This show
you may get a text from me. I'm actually going to post pictures of, we're supposed to be doing some really cool things with my daughter, hiking and all that. And so I'm going to post some really good pictures, hopefully, on Facebook.
All right, we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
We'll make fun of you. So anyway, the point is Joe D. Messina is going to join us at 10:25. She's going to be at the Fall Festival in Warrenton. and doing a free show. It's free show.
Yeah.
Grammy nominated, tons of number ones, great career, country music, and she's doing a free show.
And Warrenton is such a great city, and so head out there and get a free show.
Yeah. All right. So have you noticed? I don't know why you would notice, but let me tell you what's happening. Dishwashers, right?
Yeah.
Where would you be without your dishwasher?
Oh, nowhere.
Okay.
I'm the one who does the dishes at our house.
Wow. Do you do your own laundry?
No, my wife does that.
Wow. So you can't even use that in an argument like Nate Bargatze.
Yep.
Nate Bargatze, I do my own laundry. That started a whole nother fight. But dishwashers are quietly disappearing from American homes.
Yeah.
We're still under the influence of the stupid Biden administration.
I believe
and the
that,
Jennifer Granholm mentality.
Yep.
So why is that? Let's talk to a guy who knows. He's the author of the book, A Very Convenient Warming, How Modest Warming and More CO2 Are Benefiting Humanity. Our great friend, Gregory Wrightstone. How are you, Gregory? Thanks for coming back.
Good to be on with you. I got to give you a little bit of forewarning. I'm in an Uber going from the Tampa airport to my home. So we should be okay, but just a little. Yeah, but dishwashers, what they did, the Department of Energy and the government decided that we all needed to only be able to buy highly efficient dishwashers. Now, these new dishwashers, it takes anywhere from 2.5 to 4 hours per cycle. And it was scheduled in 2027 to even cut the water because of low water use and low electricity use. It's going to be even longer I think hopefully Lee Zeldin will roll that back and Chris Wright. But the government's definition of efficient dishwasher is a lot different from my wife's definition. Her definition, she tells me, is I want a dishwasher that can wash my dishes in 30 minutes or less and get them clean. That's her, and if it takes a little bit more water, so be it. But the government, what they've done is systematically have been restricting your listeners' freedoms, the freedoms to choose, let's say. All you can buy now, whether it be a ceiling fan, a dishwasher, a dryer, washer, shower head, are only appliances that the government has approved as being efficient enough. And it should be our choice to make that decision. And hopefully that freedom to choose will be freed up by the new regulatory regimes at the DOE and EPA.
It must be our choice, Gregory. And as I mentioned, I do the dishes in our house. We had a dishwasher that I installed, and the darn thing broke after a year. And you know what? I had to go upgrade to a very expensive one, almost $1,000 dishwasher to make it actually work the way I wanted it to. And it's great, but man, I think that also we're paying more for the ones that we want.
Yeah, they're all more expensive. But again, this is all government regulations that are making them more expensive and less efficient, really. But if you judge efficiency by job,
that's exactly
doing the job well and doing it quickly.
Yep.
And the same thing's for shower heads. I mean, I got a new shower head. My son-in-law, he said, I'll take care of it. There were 3 flow restrictors in that daggone thing, and he knocked them out. Now the water comes out like it's Niagara Falls.
Love that.
It's wonderful.
Oh my God, I love that. I hate a shower that doesn't come out hard enough. So the restrictors were right in the shower head?
Well, there were 3 of them. It's got, if you can imagine, there were 2 heads. One's going one the other way.
Yeah.
And then there was one actually at the base. He goes, he figured it out. And but that's what they want. They want you to cut down your water use. Why? Because they got a water problem in Las Vegas and Los Angeles and Phoenix. So they make this one-size-fits-all policy that we all have to go by. And again, it's just systematically they've been restricting our freedoms. Like I say, I'm pro-choice. Everybody should be pro-choice. You should have the choice of what to buy, what kind of dishwasher and oven, whatever it may be.
And when you're pregnant, I'm pro-choice. You're for your choice to choose adoption.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm just saying because I'm a dick.
Yeah, no.
So dishwasher. You and I have talked a million times about CO2. CO2 good because it the trees take in the CO2. They take bring out the oxygen for us to breathe. I'm not hearing enough of that from this from this administration. I think Lee Zeldin should get out and talk about, or you know what, President Trump doing one of his nationwide addresses from the Oval Office, and Lee Zeldin sitting right next to him and says, "Okay, everybody, CO2 is good. Okay, if we get rid of all the CO2s, all the trees will die. And by the way, there will go all our oxygen." I wish I heard more out of this administration.
Yeah, Chris Wright does talk about it.
Yeah.
And by the way, I gave him a copy of my book back before he became Secretary of Energy. I visited with him one Saturday morning for an hour and a half in his office in Denver. And so he knows the truth, and we're getting, that's our mantra is our motto here at the CO2 Coalition is we love CO2 and so should you. And it's just the huge benefits we're seeing by almost every metric you look at. Earth's ecosystems are thriving and prospering. And it's a combination of modest warming and more CO2. And it's just turbocharging plant growth. Crops are breaking records year after year, from the coldest to the hottest countries. It's I call it the greatest untold story of the 21st century, that of a thriving planet.
So Energy Secretary Chris Wright was talking about climate change and the new administration is putting climate change in its rightful place. And here's what he had to say.
I would say we've just put climate change in its rightful place. It is a real physical phenomenon. It's a slow-moving phenomenon. I've studied it for 20 years, as have many scientists around the country. But we need to put it in its rightful place. We hear so much it's a crisis. It's causing every storm or hurricane or flood. And those things are just false. So what we did with that climate report, 90% of what's in that climate report is straight out of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change reports that are done every 6 or 7 years from scientists around the world. For people that are scientifically literate, it's actually not controversial what's in that report. It's just kind of we publish the quiet part so that the Americans can have a more realistic view of this phenomenon. It's just not even close to the world's greatest problem. But that's the only reason we've justified putting expensive wind turbines up. Why should we burden Americans with expensive electricity prices and scare our children and push businesses away in the name of like a crisis that's going to end the world in a few years? None of that is in the climate science. We're very excited to have an open, robust, data, fact-based climate debate. I'm thrilled about that paper and couldn't be more pleased with the 5 authors who wrote it.
We talk about this all the time.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, Gregory. I mean, the most important thing there is the data, the facts, the information, and getting it out to the American people. And stop lying.
It is, and we just filed a comment. The comments were closed 2 days ago. An extensive comment that was posted by the CO2 Coalition, authored by 2 of the top preeminent physicists of our time, Dr. Richard Lindzen and Dr. William Happer, and we filed that. And Chris is exactly right. He's spot on, man. He's got it good. And it's fear mongering. The latest one we're doing, you're going to get a kick out of this, or maybe you'll cry. I don't know if you'll laugh or cry, but there was a paper that came out last week. They were seriously looking at the global warming potential of various types of heart valve replacements, and it was ridiculous. So I just saw, I got the first edition of our report on this coming in. The title is Heart-Warming Potential.
Oh, and, no.
But so what they did was, well, if we go with this heart valve replacement, we can cut their intensive cares down by 1 day, which means they don't have to use the heating or the air conditioning. It was just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Just crazy.
I want to know, here's what I want to know, Gregory, talking to Gregory Wrightstone from the CO2 Coalition. When do we say to Al Gore, Greta Thunberg, AOC, prove it? Because why does anyone keep listening to them when they've never, ever been right?
Yeah, and they've never proven it.
Well, that's because they have to silence people like me and my colleagues. That's all changing thanks to Donald Trump, Chris Wright, Lee Zeldin. There's a new sheriff in town. He's got a bunch of really good deputies in Zeldin and Chris Wright. So that's they're opening up this what should have always been a debate And so what they do usually, they'll promote these things, and it's science, all right, but it's political science, not true actual science. And that's what we want to get back in. Is here at the CO2 Coalition, we have nearly 200 of the top scientists in the world that are telling this fact-based narrative. And if we get our story out there like we are today, people hear this and they're just people have never heard, their eyes open and go, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Really?
I saw this great thing on social media. This guy was talking about, methane from apparently a top leader was saying that methane from cows is worse than automobile exhaust. Now check it out. So then he says, okay, what I want you to do is, you politicians, you go into the garage, spend the night with a car running, and I'll go in the other one with cow farts, and let's talk about it in the morning.
Right, let's talk about it in the morning.
Well, actually,
so funny.
It's actually it's actually not their farts; it's their belching of methane from their from their guts. But think about this: they are ruminants, as were buffalo. There were about the same number of buffalo in the continental United States as there are cows now. So what? I mean, so we had about the same amount of methane from the buffalo that were here naturally, and they don't want it's you hear things like that, and it exposes the idiocy of these people. Going back to the medical thing, we did a report last month. They were going after anesthesia. Which type of anesthesia has the least warming potential? We should use that. How about letting your doctor make the decisions on what's best for the health and safety of his patient? None of it's going to be 0.0000003 degrees of warming in 100 years that would be prevented.
I think too, what Ken's talking about is they don't want us to eat meat anymore. They want us to eat meat that's made in a lab and not from a cow
or bugs,
processed
bug flour, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. No, thank you. I don't have it.
Me neither.
No
way.
No, I'll stick with my medium rare fillet that I had last night.
I'm trying to think. I think it was two nights ago for us. We had some nice medium rare steak.
Real meat though, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course. So, it's part of it is they want to depopulate the earth. They talk about how Al Gore, Greta Thunberg, AOC, the world's going to end. Millions of people are going to die. Well, if that's what Bill Gates, who is a computer guy, by the way, and we take his advice on health, I mean, which way do you want it? More people or less people?
Yeah, and if you look at it too, a lot of that's predicated on droughts and famine. That's sure to come because of climate change. But the fact of the matter is, and in my new book, A Very Convenient Warming, which everyone needs to buy, a little push there, we see that global agricultural productivity is outpacing population growth by a lot. That's a good thing. That we're growing more food and it's outpacing population. We should be happy about that and celebrate it. But they want to demonize everything.
Yeah. And it's just so funny how, I'm sorry, we talked about this a while ago, but let's bring it back up again. The things we learned in grade school, right? I mean, how old are we when we learn about the whole CO2 and the trees and the oxygen thing?
Yeah.
And then they're trying to tell us the exact opposite about what we learned in school many years ago.
Exactly. It's because you probably, when you're in middle school, you probably put a bean in a cup with some soil, put it on the windowsill.
God, yes.
And you watched it grow. You learned that plants use photosynthesis. What do they need for photosynthesis? Sunlight, water, and CO2. And the more CO2, the better.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, here's the $1 billion idea. Okay, Gregory, we got to write a movie, you and me. Okay. And the movie starts with, regular Earth. Everybody's fine, everybody's happy, lots of trees. And then they talk about getting rid of all the CO2, and they get rid of the CO2 and slowly all the trees die. And then it's like, well, how are we going to breathe oxygen? Well, jackass, you shouldn't have killed the trees. How about that? But it would be like a horror movie.
Well, that's what they're trying to do now with this carbon capture and sequestration. is really expensive, and it's not good for the planet. So what they're going to do, if you do carbon capture in a coal-fired electricity generation plant, it costs $1 billion, and it also takes 24% of the electricity that's produced to do it. And so it's expensive, it's energy intensive, it's just not good.
All right. Gregory Wrightstone from the CO2 Coalition. The book is called The Very Convenient Warming. This is your second book about this, isn't it? You have two books about convenient.
Yeah, the first was Inconvenient Facts.
Right. And
which was a bestseller. This was just published last year.
And it's about how modest warming and more CO2 are benefiting humanity. You know, one thing.
If you're looking for, just search for convenient warming, and you'll find it.
Amazon, stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So another quick thing about the Earth warming and everything, and I'm talking about, besides the CO2, just that the water levels are going to rise. Remember, the water levels are going to rise so much, it's going to be so bad. There's a picture of Plymouth Rock, and it's exactly the same amount of water over it as it was when the Pilgrims came.
Well, sea level is rising. We're in a warming period. It is rising, but it's only rising 7 inches per century.
Right.
And so we're being told that these islands will be underwater by 2050 or 2060. Well, like the Maldives. But 18,000 years ago, the Maldives and these other islands were also just above sea level.
Right.
And in the last 18,000 years, sea level has risen 400 feet, but yet they're not underwater.
Right. They said Florida will be gone. The whole peninsula will just be gone. All right. Gregory Wrightstone, CO2 Coalition. Go get his book. Gregory, thank you so much. Always great talking to you.
Thank you.
You got it. Manu de Bangu. Okay. So Jody Messina is going to be in town on September 20th at the Fall Festival in Warrenton. This is a huge act for this festival. I think it's just great. And we'll talk to her next, find out what she's been doing, how she's feeling, how the tours go and stuff like that. And any maybe new music coming out from Jody Messina. That'd be fun. On 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, #1 for live and local conservative talk.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Live and be well.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right, Chris Cooper, our great friend from Serenity Wealth Management. He, it's so funny that somebody went up and did the show with him, and the guy that was his guest was going to come in to do a podcast or something, and he went up to Chris's office because he thought that was the studio. But it was here. We have studios. We're a radio station, okay? But Chris Cooper is pretty good. See, this is the thing, Ken. Chris is good at everything he does. So if he decides he wants to be a radio guy, he'll end up being better radio guys than us. Then what? Then we have to have him taken out back and shot, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, well, we don't want that. So go talk to Chris. He'll find out. He'll tell you. You can find out how you can make sure you have enough control over your own finances so that you don't leave your money to the government when you leave this planet or the medical or care community. Medical or care community do great work, but I'll be darned, they're expensive. But you do want to leave your money to your kids or a charity of your choice. So make sure you make that happen by going to visit Chris Cooper at Serenity Wealth Management. New book, New Holistic Retirement's the name of the book. It's free. You can get it at serenitynowtax.com. That's serenitynowtax.com. Serenity Now, Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity Now! Located in the heart of St. Charles, Kevin's Guns is your family-owned destination for all things firearms. Whether you're a collector, hunter, or military enthusiast, we have it or can get it for you. From new to used rifles and handguns in every style and caliber, our friendly and knowledgeable staff is here to help educate you and ensure you make the perfect choice for your needs. Buy, sell, or browse our incredible selection at kevinsguns.net or call 636-493-1195. Kevin's Guns, where gun enthusiasts come home.
Larry Connors here. Is your home ready for the chilly months ahead? Renewal by Andersen has a buy one, get one 50% off window event. And if you qualify, 18 months, no payments, 0 interest. Not sure if it's the right time? Renewal makes it easy. No obligation window inspection. Just find out what new windows might cost when you're ready. No pressure, no hassle. And remember, no one but Renewal by Andersen can offer Fibrex, the proprietary window frame material, 200% stronger than vinyl. Means durability, efficiency, beauty that lasts every season. What are you waiting for? Call 877-WINDOWS or visit rbastl.com and get your consultation. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
Simply Health with Dr. Brian Deloney.
Are you stuck on the blood sugar roller coaster? Afternoon crashes, cravings, stubborn belly fat? I'm Dr. Brian Deloney, and this week on Simply Health, now available without a prescription, we're exposing how blood sugar impacts your weight, energy, and hormones, even if you don't have diabetes. So don't miss it.
Simply Health, Saturdays at noon on NewstalkSTL. To find out more about Simply Health Integrated Medical, log on to simplyhealthintegrated.com.
Before I met these lawyers, I was kind of spinning my wheels. After I met these lawyers, they gave me a sense of worth, self-worth. When someone's fighting for you, it just makes you feel like you're not alone no more. My lawyer gave me my life.
Visit MissouriLawyersHelp.org to learn more. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Brought to you by the Missouri Bar.
News Talk STL.
Hi, this is Yakov Smirnov, and you're listening to Vic and Ken on Vic Porcelli Show on the News Talk STL.
What a country.
What a country.
All right, you're listening to Joe D. Messina, Heads, Carolina, Tails, California. By our next guest, Joe D. Messina. How are you? Boy, this song takes you back, doesn't it?
Takes me back to last weekend.
Well, you mean you recorded it like a million years ago, almost 30.
But yeah, how are you guys?
We're doing good, and we have to
Great.
officially everybody who comes on, especially the females, come on. We officially welcome to the show with Joey from France.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Joe D. Messina? Hey, it's so great
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so great you're coming to the Warrenton, Missouri Fall Festival on September 20th. That's not far from here. Now, a lot of people think Warrenton, Missouri, where the heck is that? But it's kind of the St. Louis metro. So this city's getting pretty psyched up to see you for free.
I'm excited to see you guys too. Last time we were there, I can't remember where we played. Don't tell anybody. But I remember my boys and I was right by the ice arena, and my boys and I, they had a memorial, like a tribute for Johnny Gaudreau, and my boys play hockey. And so it was really just kind of a surreal moment when we were there. So they had the memorial out front, and we went to go visit that. And yeah, it was a memorable time.
All right,
in
so
St. Louis.
here's the thing. Here's the thing about you, okay? You are
Yeah?
a country music star, no doubt. But you're also a hockey mom, a touring mom.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're trying to do all the regular stuff, but be a country star at the same time.
Well, you would have seen this country star in front of the ice rink. Actually, you'll see this country star at all the ice rinks. We're everywhere. It's funny. I called a mom the other day to introduce myself, and she's like, I'm sorry, my son plays hockey, and I'm up at the Bellevue rink. And I'm like, oh, yeah, quite familiar with that area.
So funny. So
So,
listen,
yeah.
the song we came in with you, Heads, Carolina, Tails, California. Our boss, Jeff Allen, was programming a country station here in St. Louis, and was one of the first to play your tunes. So we kind of like have a relationship with you already.
Yay!
And
Oh, Jack.
he says to say hi. He also said she'll never remember me. Do you remember him? You don't remember him, right?
Yes.
No,
yes,
come on,
yes,
stop it. No,
yeah.
you don't. I'm kidding.
But
So-
tell him I said hey.
I will. I promise I absolutely will. So all these years, all these hits, number ones, when do you get a rest? Do you ever get a rest?
Here and there, we don't tour as much during the school year because my kids are in school and they play hockey, so that's the hockey season. And so they got to be kind of in the same place to play for the same team. But so we become weekend warriors at that point.
Yeah.
So that's when I get the most downtime, where we'll go out 1 or 2 weekends a month. Once May hits, forget it. May to September.
Festivals, sure.
We had our first weekend home in 3 months last weekend.
We're talking to
I
Joe.
went to church and people were like, "Where you been?" I was like, "Well, it's our first weekend home in 3 months."
It's so funny. We're talking to Joe D. Messina. She'll be at the Fall Festival in Warrenton, September 20th. So I got to ask you, when you're at like hockey games and stuff, are there really goofy guys like me that say, "Oh my God, that's Joe D. Messina"? Do they get all like swoony
If they
around you?
whisper like that, I don't hear them. But I will say this: I am that Instagram post that I'm sure you've seen it. It's got someone in the audience and they're all dignified, or the audience in the stands, and it's like, this is what I think I look like at my son's hockey game. And then it's got like Coach Pat from Tennessee or whatever, like freaking out on a sudden. This is what I really look like. That's me. And it's funny because we had the kickoff party for my son's hockey team last Sunday, the 24th or something like that. I don't know, a couple Sundays ago. And they're like, "What can you hear on the ice?" And they're like, "Can you hear when we're yelling at you?" They're like, "Well, we can hear Noah's mom and her whistle and her yelling."
Yeah,
and
your
I'm like,
voice.
"That's because you people don't know where to aim it. You got to aim it towards the ceiling. All the parents scream at the glass." And I'm like, "You got to go above that and make it bounce down."
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Well, yeah, your voice projects, Jody. Of course they would say that.
Yeah, and I'm always like, I can't go to a game before a show. Well, I'd always go to a game, but I can't yell before a show, or else because I blow my voice out. It's like when you go to a professional game.
Yeah.
That for some reason I'm the only person cheering. I don't get it. Oh, last year, I'll tell you an ugly story too. This is the ugly side of me I'm sharing with all your listeners. But we were in playoffs, so we played this team, and our boys were down 3-1 or something like that. You know, they were down 3 points. So, and I'm like looking at them, I'm like, "It's not over, boys. It's not over." And one of the other moms came up to me and she's like, "Oh, yes, it is." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." So we had to play them again, and we beat them.
Yeah, right. All right.
And I looked at the mom, and I tapped her on the back, and I'm like, "It's not over. I guess it's over now."
It's so funny.
But it was always fun.
I think it's great that that hockey is a part of your life as much as music, right?
Yeah.
Because it really is now at this point.
It really is. It costs as much to play hockey than it does to make an album.
That's great. No, I think that's great. I really do. All right.
Anyway.
So Joe D. Messina. Messina sounds a little Italian. Are you Italian?
It is Italian. It's Sicilian, yeah.
So your dad's Italian, right? And your mom's like Irish,
Yes.
I think. Yeah. So
My mom's Irish and my dad's Italian.
which way did you grow up? I mean, did you eat a lot of, potato casserole or a lot of linguine?
A lot of pasta.
That's it.
Well, I had good exposure between both, but the most impactful was the Italian men. We had a lot of Italian men around me. So sometimes you'll hear it like in my accent or or the way I handle a situation. I'll be like, "Hey, look, here's the deal." You know what I mean? And where it's like not very ladylike, but it's very Italian man-like, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm an Italian from New Jersey originally, so I got that problem. Yeah. So when I went.
Oh, nice. To do coffee.
Oh my God, that's just what I was going to say. When I went to college, I had to go see the advisor. She says, "Well, what do you want to do with your life?" I said, "I want to be in radio." She said, "You'll never be in radio. You talk like a hoodlum." She told me I talk like a hoodlum.
A hoodlum.
She said, "Listen to yourself.
You can pick it out. Some of the words.
Yeah, walk
like
the dog.
I say draw.
Coffee.
Like you put something in the top drawer or the silverware drawer.
Are we married? Are you and me together? I don't understand.
He said draw Jody, he said draw this morning, and I laughed at him.
Because that's
and they're like drawer. It's a drawer.
No, it's a
And
draw.
I'm like, no, it's a draw.
Why waste a
Or
syllable?
root.
Why waste a syllable, Jody, right?
I know. Why pronounce the ER? We don't do that in Boston where I'm
Love
from.
it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
There's no art where I come from.
All right. So it's going to be a great show. And you know what's great about this? I don't know if we've mentioned it. It's free. It's a free concert. People come see you for free.
Wow. There you go. Well, come on out then. We do all the hits that people know. Maybe not all of them because there's not enough time. But we do a bunch of hits that people know. We do some new stuff now. We're finishing a new project this fall. It'll come out next year, the beginning of the year, first quarter next year. And so we'll give them a sneak peek of some of those songs. We do medleys of, influential songs. There's something in there for everybody. So if somebody's never even heard of us, they still have a blast at the show.
All right. We'll see you out there September 20th in Warrenton. Joe D. Messina, thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll see you there.
Bye, guys. Bye.
She's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, she is.
Here's the coolest thing, Ken. She is a hockey mom.
Yes, she is.
You know, she gets all the equipment, all the kids in the car, and then when the kids score, she gets all excited. There we go. Here's a goal by Jody Messina's daughter, I think.
I don't know, but I wanted to play that blues horn for her, but we just ran out of time. She's
and
got the next thing going.
That's them, not us.
Right.
Okay. So here's a little thing about when you interview people like that. There's people who represent them, right?
Right.
And then there's them.
And there's them. They
Because-
would have it if they had it their way. If Jody had it her way, I think I felt this. We'd have been on for another 10 minutes.
Exactly,
Okay.
Ken. You know. All right, so I'll tell the story later on that proves what I'm talking about. Right before we talk to Grover Norquist. So anyway, the fall festival. Let's talk about that, Ken. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to have a cliff jump inflatable, scarecrow bounce house, inflatable corn maze. This is all very intriguing to me. Trampoline bungee.
Yes.
9-course inflatable mini golf course, extra large inflatable slide, 100-foot inflatable obstacle course. This is great.
I know.
Yeah.
Perfect for families to go out there.
Yeah. And it's a free event, you know. Jody Messina plays for free. You can't beat that. They're going to have a cornhole tournament. Are you good at cornhole, Ken?
Yeah, I am actually. And you got to pay to buy. You got to buy in, I think, for the tournament.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
But do you know there's a National Cornhole League?
I didn't know that.
It's on cable.
Really?
It's on the cable. I'm like, National Cornhole League. What in the hell? So it's big. It's good. Cash prizes, too, for first, second, and third place. So get your cornhole skills up. There's going to be a long game village. Washers, of course. You have to have washers.
I love washers. I love washers. I have my own set.
Come on.
I do. And it was handmade, too. Wooden with the steel, the real big steel washers, too.
Let's do a documentary about washers.
Okay.
You know?
I'd be all about that.
They only know about it here, you know?
Right.
And what we can do is we can have a washer flying and a close-up on it in slow motion.
Yes.
Over end.
Going in the 3-point cup.
Yeah.
Baby. Okay.
Come on, let's do it, Ken.
All right.
All right. Washers, ping pong. You good in ping pong?
Pretty good. I was in high school. We took I was in a tournament and I won in high school, but that's been a long time.
Are you? Is there anything you're not good at?
I just like doing a lot of different things.
Yard pong, giant checkers, Jumbo Connect 4, giant Jenga. Oh my God, they got giant Jenga. And they have cornhole for free if you just want to play. But if you want to, really show off your skills, enter the cornhole tournaments, $40 buy-in and cash prizes. And Jody Messina for free in Warrenton on the 20th of September with 101.
That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
To say.
On 101.9 and 94.1, News Talk STL. Welcome home. Would hit the post if you didn't say.
I know.
Leave this one-horse town like two rebels without a cause. I've got people in Boston. Ain't your daddy still in Des Moines?
Follow us on Rumble at News Talk STL.
Tonight, let's flip a coin.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
I'm gonna grab a bite to eat. You want like a sandwich or something?
What kind of sandwich ain't too fattening?
I have the sandwich.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. If you find yourself feeling out of place in the world, it's comforting to know conservative values haven't been abandoned everywhere.
Thanks for being my voice in all this.
This is News Talk STL.
There are people out there that feel the way that I feel and say what I say.
Welcome home.
Tim Jones here. When life changes, which it does, you need someone you can trust, and that's Todd Sivia. The non-stuffy attorneys at Sivia Law specialize in estate planning and elder law with 7 convenient area locations. 833-995-WILL. 833-995-WILL is how you reach them. CiviaLaw.com. The first 10 people that tell them Tim Jones sent me receive a complimentary $300 strategy session. The non-stuffy attorney lawyers, Civia Law, 833-995-WILL.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint by a lot, backed with our 25-year transferable warranty. Paint a house, shield a home. We do brick, block, stucco, asbestos, steel, aluminum, cedar, and more. We are the only coating company selected by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal. where all 3 episodes concentrate on unpainted brick. If you maintain or own a business with a tired-looking building, you owe it to yourself to look at Rhino Shield and our beautifully durable color schemes. Evaluations are free. We're making buildings pop and be noticed again, from Champaign to the Lake of the Ozarks, exceeding expectations every day with our products, people, and performance. Now is the time to call 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or go to 877-25rhino.com and see how honest and transparent we really are. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
Fox News commentary.
Cheap Chinese fashion brand Shein had a big oopsie with one of their male model images. I'm Tommy Lahren. More next.
I'm alpine skier Michaela Schifrin. I've won the most World Cup ski races in history. But what does success mean to me? Success means discipline. It's teamwork. It's the drive and passion inside of us. And it's why Stifel is one of the fastest growing global wealth management firms in the country. If you're looking for success, surround yourself with the people who will get you there. If you're an advisor or investor, choose Stifel, where success meets success.
Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated. Member SIPC and NYSE.
Past performance is no indication of future results. Investing involves risk. Consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Fast fashion brand Shein is under fire after a male model bearing an uncanny resemblance to accused murderer Luigi Mangione was spotted wearing one of their budget shirts on the site. Now, Shein quickly removed the image and launched an internal investigation, claiming an outside vendor supplied that photo. It remains unclear whether the image is actually Mangione or an AI rendering or just a disturbingly good look-alike. The company says it's tightening oversight to prevent anything like this from happening again, which is reassuring because no one wants to see O.J. Simpson or Brian Koberger modeling their next lead-scented romper. Bottom line is this. If they can't vet their models, how can we trust their products or the working conditions behind them? I say, tariff it all and tariff it fast. I'm Tommy Lahren, and you can watch my show, Tommy Lahren is Fearless, at Outkick.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
I'm Newt Gingrich, and you're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on NewstalkSTL.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You're good, Ken. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Thank you.
It's like I'm going away for a week, so I'm going to show off as much as possible today. Is that your idea?
That's it.
All right. Listen, we were talking to Jody Messina, and I want to just, pull the curtain back for you so you can hear and listen to something that you don't always get to hear, which is what actually happens when a star calls a radio station and talks to their handsome hosts.
Right.
So we were told 10:25, you got 10 minutes with Jody Messina. One would think that it's the artist saying, I only have 10 minutes. I'm busy.
That's the first thought, yeah.
I don't have time for two handsome hosts in St. Louis.
Just one.
Well, I'm handsome too. What the hell? But so here's the deal, okay? Ken and I talk to a lot of people, and we have to feel them out immediately.
Immediately, yeah.
To see how the rest of the interview is going to go. So I said to Ken, play her Joey saying, hey, how you doing? And she loved it.
Right.
So that's how we knew it was going to be a good, fun interview. Then we talked about our boss, Jeff, who worked in music radio, country radio back in the day, and added her first song. You know what I forgot to ask her? How did the coin land? Heads, Carolina?
Oh, yeah.
Or tails, California?
Right. No time. No time. No time.
So anyway, right, Ken, you're right. No time. Let's go. Let's go. So at 10 minutes into the interview, Ken looks at me and says, it's time. As soon as you did that, we heard a beep.
Mm-hmm.
And if you heard that beep during the interview, that was a message to Ken and I to shut the up.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
You thought I was going to say it, right? So, but I think, and Ken said she would have talked to us to it for the entire hour if it were up to her.
She was into it, and because you were hitting every point that she in her personal life. Okay, this is the thing. We can always talk about her music. We can always talk about, and we will, Warrenton and the great fair they have. But she wants to hear, people want to hear about her personal life.
Being a hockey mom.
Just having fun.
There's nothing I can tell you about Joe D. Messina if you're already a fan that you don't already know.
Exactly right.
Or that's going to make you go to the concert or not go to the concert. But that she's a hockey mom, I think, because that was the first thing that attracted me to Sarah Palin. She was a hockey mom.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
So anyway, and when I say attracted, I mean politically, not.
Right.
Well, a little bit.
Anyway.
All right, let's talk to Grover Norquist from Americans for Tax Reform. Grover, thanks for being patient there. We just had to talk about Joe D. Messina for a quick minute.
Understood.
So I don't understand sometimes how when President Trump says, going to give you a tax, going to lower your taxes, and the left is like, no, you can't lower taxes. That's good for people. Why would you do that? I mean, that's almost what they say.
They do. The Democrats are not capable of supporting tax reductions because the coalition that supports the modern Democratic Party is largely built up of structures that demand more and more tax dollars. And they simply want to see taxes keep going up. And they see tax reductions. The rest of us see tax cuts as a pay increase. Your taxes have been cut. That's a pay increase.
Right.
Not if you're part of the Democratic coalition.
Right.
It works the other way around.
Yeah, sure does. And, the tariffs, too. It's like, well, tariffs, you can't do tariffs. That's terrible. And then all of a sudden, oh, my God, the tariffs are working great. And then some judge comes in and says, nope, you can't do it. It's all a plot. And they're not even being sneaky about it. They're doing it right out in the open.
Well, they don't have to be sneaky. They have their coalition. They're playing to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, go ahead.
And climate change is everything to them, right? I was looking at a post you reposted on X about how the New York Times is saying the coffee's so expensive because of climate change. What in the hell?
Well, at some point, and now it turns out that the ice in the Antarctic is growing and faster and more than historically accurate. They used to argue that it would all melt and we'd all drown, or at least people too close to the ocean would. It's going the other way. Everything they said would happen, the opposite has happened. This is people driving cars do not drown polar bears.
Right. So just so you know, Grover, we have an acronym that we use here on the show. It's called EDSTOIT, and it stands for Everything Democrats Say the Opposite is True.
Well, that's probably accurate more often than not.
Right. You just run it through the filter. That's all. I mean, it doesn't mean they're lying. It's a step beyond lying. It's the opposite is true. Trump didn't collude with Russia. Hillary colluded with Russia. So everything Democrats say the opposite is true.
Well, if you do attack the other team for exactly what you're doing, you have a jump on it because you know what you're doing before the other guys do.
Right.
And you attack your opponents for that. And then when they figure out what you've been doing, it sounds like they're making it up in reaction.
Exactly.
Well,
look at Trump's health, right? We talked about how Joe Biden can't complete a sentence, and now that's all they say about Trump. Oh, well, they said about Biden, let's say it about Trump, even if it's not true.
But Trump takes so many questions. I mean, one of the things that I would have thought the press would appreciate, that he walks out of the White House. Remember Reagan used to sort of walk out to the helicopter, and it's a loud thing, and he'd put his hand over his ear because you can't really have an intelligent conversation with somebody shouting at them there. But I was there watching the other day. I mean, I was at the White House, and he went and he talked to sort of guys like me who were there, sort of friends, and saying hi. But then he walked over in front of all the press who were in a separate area. And if he'd wanted to, he could have walked right past them and only hung out with his friends. He went back and talked to them for half an hour answering questions, just anything they wanted to know. He gives them so much access, and the other team would never, the establishment press, wouldn't even criticize Biden for hiding out. Or before that, Clinton, if you remember, Clinton had this thing, I divide the world into things I don't want to talk about, like my friends' interns, and things I do want to talk about. So when I come out to talk to you, I'm not going to talk about things I don't want to talk about. And they all agreed to live with that. Can you imagine Trump, we're explaining to them, here are the rules, and having the press do anything other than only talk about what they wanted to talk about? I think they should cut Trump some slack and say, this is amazing. And by the way, so sometimes he gets something wrong or he overstates something, he said that it always happens. Well, what he means is it often happens, It was the best ever. Best, really? Well, it was good. How about that? That's not fibbing. That's, some people talk in superlatives. We all have friends who do that. That was the best hamburger I've ever had. Really? Do you really believe that's true? You could sit and have a conversation for you. How many hamburgers have you had in your life? What do you mean that's the best one? You like the hamburger, for crying out loud.
Well, Grover, Vic and I talk about this on a daily basis about the media as being such in the tank for the left. And what I'm saying about this, and I'm being very specific here, during Biden's administration, he would say stuff like this.
True international effort to pressure.
And the media would say, oh, well, of course, I know and understand completely
what that means. The pressure. What's the problem?
But if Donald Trump slurs one word because he's running off of a helicopter getting ready to go into the White House, they say, oh, see, 25th Amendment on the sky. Do you think that do you think that Americans are seeing through this crap now?
Oh, yes. I mean, if they didn't, Trump wouldn't have won the first one, come close in the second, or won in the third one, for crying out loud. They discounted, like the Russians used to do, when they denounced that some, Russian general was not feeling well. They go, oh, I guess they shot him last week. They realize they realize what the lie behind what they're saying. For crying out loud, when the press's relationship, the establishment press in D.C., their relationship with the modern Democratic Party is the court's relationship with Louis XIV, okay? Their job is to tell him how wonderful he is all day because he pays for those nice rooms they have and the servants they have. The people who make a living in this town, they're always so well sourced. What does that mean? The government gives him things to say. That's what well sourced means. He has these sources that give him important information. Wow, what a talent that is. No, it isn't. The government's decided you will repeat what we want you to say, and therefore we will give you stuff. The people who are the great reporters are the ones who, they're not doing exposés that make the Democrats look bad. That doesn't happen in this town. They come out and they get handed press nuggets to say, and they go out and repeat them. And then they have not just the elected officials, but all the bureaucrats.
Yeah.
And what is Trump and the Republicans doing? They're firing their sources.
They are.
What's happening.
Exactly right. Yep.
I love it. So
I think they're mad.
We're running out of time here. I want to talk about some stuff that you are so expertise on. One of them being Doge. And that was terrible, right? Wasting money in the government. They love that stuff on the left. But the one that we love the most about Doge, the Doge cuts, was NPR. Because NPR, like any other radio station in this country, can hire a sales staff and sell some radio time. Why do you need government money? We don't need government money. We got a sales team.
And Grover, if we fail, then we just go off the air. Nobody cares, right?
Right.
Yeah. The First Amendment means you can go to any church, mosque, or temple or synagogue that you want to, okay? But it doesn't mean the government runs one.
Right. Right.
You can Yeah, I think the government will be setting up its own religion down the street. That's not freedom of religion. When the government, we don't have the government going around starting newspapers and radio shows and movies. This is so out of line. That's problem material. This is the kind of thing dictatorships do when they have a party line they want you to follow. And here they have the New York Times and the Washington Post, but they also have NPR. And I don't think I've been on NPR radio in 20 years.
That's good.
20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we started this station 4 years ago, I said, let me hear what those idiots are doing. So on the weekend, I used to tune in and listen to the New Yorker Radio Hour. I'm David Remnick, and today's topic is Donald Trump is a great big duty head. And it's like that's what the whole weekend is like that. And I'm like, okay. That's why you can't sell advertising time, because you suck.
And when I hear that, I'm like, why am I paying for that?
Right.
Well, remember when they His Christ, when the artist put a crucifix inside a jar of urine, and the government paid him $5,000 for it, the National Endowment for the Arts.
Yeah.
Well, the whole point of that's just a stupid thing to do. If you did it all by yourself, people just say you're weird. But if you get the federal government to pay for it, then it becomes a political statement. So it is important to them that the government fund their left-wing stuff. The New York Times does it, without government funding, just government sourcing.
Right.
It is important to them that the government fund it, because there's only one right answer to everything, and the government knows what they're doing, and everybody should defer to them. And this is why science is such a good word for them, because science means shut up.
Yeah, right.
I just told you what the answer is. We're right, you're wrong.
Which is the opposite of science. Grover Norquist.
Exactly, yes.
Grover Norquist from Americans for Tax Reform. You were talking about superlatives and stuff. The president had some superlatives for us.
Yo, Vic and Ken, you're the best, the absolute best. Keep taking the whoosh to those crazy radical lefties, my brothers.
My brothers, he said. Remember? That's AI. I'm sorry, but it's fun to hear him talk about us. Grover, thank you so much. ATR.org is how you find American for Tax Reform. Let's talk again soon if you have time, okay?
I'd love to.
All right.
Take care, Grover.
Boy, I love when you just hit the mark with somebody, right?
Oh,
That's the exact scientists want you to do the exact opposite of what science is.
Exactly.
You don't stop. You keep going and going.
That's what science is failure.
Exactly. All right. Hey, the big barbecue in Ellisville is coming up, and we're going to talk to Paul about that coming up next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, number one for live and local conservative talk.
Whoosh. When it comes to spending your tax dollars and teaching your kids, governments and school districts should be an open book. But in Missouri, that's not always the case. Recently, the Show Me Institute sent out a sunshine law request to school districts across the state, asking for information on whether certain topics are being taught. Specifically, a controversial one called critical race theory was included in the list. Many districts didn't respond. Some wanted to charge large fees to process the documents. Lee's Summit outside Kansas City wanted over $35,000. A rural district, Morgan County, wanted $15,000. The Sunshine Law does allow charging a reasonable fee for sending out information, but there's nothing reasonable about $35,000 or $15,000. These districts should want to be transparent about their curriculums. Taxpayers deserve to know what their kids are being taught. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
This is Tony Colombo, and my favorite Capriati sandwich is the cheesesteak made with American Wagyu beef from Snake River Farms, and you have to include a side of their amazing fries. I love Capriati's, and you will too.
Open 9 to 9 daily on Manchester and McKnight in Rock Hill.
NewstalkSTL, the Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise, and the Young America's Foundation welcome Steve Forbes to Lindenwood University for an inspiring evening on how free enterprise and entrepreneurship make America great. Discover how free markets and small business drive innovation, prosperity, and opportunity. Thursday, September 18th at Lindenwood University Scheidegger Center for the Arts. And this in-person event is free. Reserve your tickets now at HammondInstitute.org. Brought to you by Mid-Rivers and West News Magazines.
Dude, this house is perfect. Crumbs everywhere, sticky counters. I've already texted the colonies.
Sweet. I'll bring my 500 cousins. This'll be the biggest ant rager of the summer. Let's party!
Wait, what's that sound? Oh, no, it's those trucks with the green wheels. Party's over, man. Party's over.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. We'd love to help you out. Give us a call today at 636-486-7888 to learn more about our special $67 offer.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
KLTY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm John Scott. A judge has reversed the Trump administration's cuts of billions of dollars to Harvard University. White House correspondent Greg Cluxton with the report.
A federal judge in Boston found that over $2.5 billion in federal funding cuts were an illegal retaliation for Harvard's refusal to comply with White House demands. The Trump administration had tied the funding freezes to Harvard's delays in dealing with anti-Semitism on campus. The judge's ruling is a legal victory for the Ivy League school, but the White House complained about an activist judge and said they would appeal the decision. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Lawmakers rallying support for a bill that would prohibit members of Congress and their families from owning and trading stocks. The plan seems to have momentum in the House, but may face a more difficult climb in the Senate. U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. appearing before a Senate committee where he's defending recent personnel decisions at the agency.
I would like to address the recent shakeups at CDC. These changes were absolutely necessary adjustments to restore the agency to its role as the world's gold standard public health agency with the central mission of protecting Americans from infectious disease.
He's stressing the need for, in his words, bold, competent, creative leadership at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Kennedy defending the firings that have taken place at the agency, saying the goal is unbiased, politics-free science at the CDC, which he says really bungled its response to the COVID pandemic. The hearing has featured a number of heated exchanges between Secretary Kennedy and Democrat members of the committee. On Wall Street, stocks are higher. The Dow is up 199 points. The NASDAQ composite adding 69. More at townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
This hour of News Talk STL brought to you by Chris Cooper and Serenity Wealth Management. Discover little-known strategies that could be the difference between choosing the care you deserve or having someone else decide it for you. Get a free copy of Chris's book at serenityltc.com.
Hi, Kirk Hilsinger here, and I'm the new chairman of the St. Louis Republican Central Committee. I invite you to our meetings that take place the first Thursday of every month at 3710 Hampton Avenue. You can stay connected with us to learn more about how you can get involved, make your voice heard, and contribute to our shared goals. Together, we can make a difference in the city of St. Louis and the state of Missouri. For more info, visit our new website at stl-gop.com. That's stl-gop.com.
Paid for by St. Louis City Republican PAC. Curtis Farber, Treasurer.
JC's Wayback Machine.
It's our football special this week with lots of sound bites, comedy bits, plus live coverage of Bill Belichick's girlfriend's Sweet 16 birthday party, plus clips from Joe Montana, Al Michaels, Howie Long, and you'll hear Terry Bradshaw sing.
You didn't think I'd do that, did you?
Plus our usual menu of great tunes from the 90s, 80s, and 70s.
It's JC's Wayback Machine. Every Saturday night, 6 to 9. On News Talk STL.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros, your all-in-one gutter service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. We discovered Gutter Pros a few years ago when we bought our home and inherited a gutter issue that was on the road to becoming a potentially big problem, but thanks to Gutter Pros was stopped before causing any major damage. They've also repaired the siding on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros are also the best for siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros can help your home at gutterpros.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
Thank you. 3 hours, 3-hour tour.
Yeah, baby.
This is the third hour. And there's a very special event happening. We've been talking about it because I love that Paul sneaks it into the chat box.
It's the way to do it. That is the way to do it, man.
It's the West County Smokin' for Veterans Barbecue Bash at Clancy's in Ellisville. And it's coming up. Where the hell's the date, man?
October 25th.
Why is it on here?
Right here, bro. Right here.
there,
Do you know
right-
the big
Oh, I
red
got
stuff?
it. It couldn't be any bigger. October 25th in Ellisville. Welcome back to the show, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back. I really
Could you say your last name so I say it right?
It's German. It's Spuhl.
I was saying it
Don't-
wrong the whole
Don't I
time.
look German? See the blonde hair, blue eyes, and the light. Okay, so Dad married a
Spuhl.
Mexican.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's
Nothing
actually
wrong with that.
Spuhl Manzano.
Oh, I like that. We're just going to say Paul Manzano from now on. Is
There
that
you
right?
go.
All right.
That's what my clients say. Actually, they call me Don Pablo.
What does that mean?
Don Pablo.
Oh, you're the Don.
And they call me that. Some of them. Some just call me late for dinner.
All right. So we have this thing, Paul.
Yes, sir.
It's called Vic for Vets.
I'm very well aware.
And we just can't wait to do stuff for veterans whenever we can. Was it yesterday the vets were in, or the day before that?
Yesterday.
It was
2 days.
Yesterday morning.
It was 2 days.
Yeah,
yesterday. It was
Two guys, 100 years old, fought for this country.
Tuesday.
One at Iwo Jima, the other one in the German theater. And I'm like, why can't we have a generation like them? What happened to us?
You know what? I think we still do, but we just don't talk about it. We don't bring it up enough. My son's currently active Navy.
Oh,
He's a Navy chief.
Yes.
Bless his heart.
He's deployed.
You
We
served
just don't-
too, didn't you?
I did not. I'm a
Okay.
son of a veteran, brother of a veteran,
Okay.
father of a current,
Me too.
active Navy chief.
But you know, Paul, I think part of it is, I think Paul's right about this. We don't highlight these days the actual patriots that we do have because we're so focused on what's going on with some of these other crazy people.
Right.
Right.
We try.
No, we do try, but there's so much going on with the I guess the people that live in the basement. I don't know how else to say it, but what we do focus on that, and it takes away from the other people because I have kids. I have a 22-year-old and a 25-year-old. Okay, and they're amazing and they're hard workers, but we never hear about them.
We don't talk about it enough. The I hate saying it, but the mainstream media.
Yeah, no,
They
the
are-
legacy Pfizer media.
Yeah, they are just brainwashing, and there's not enough conservative news stations out there. And even the ones that are out there, they're scared of what's going to come at them, the Newsmaxes and the Fox News. And they're scared of how people are going to come at them. And there's just, we are not talking enough about the good stuff that this country has and the good people that we have and the current active military that we have. There's a lot of good things happening in the world. And a lot of people forget that we are, unfortunately, but by default, we are the police officers of the world.
Yes, absolutely.
We
And
are.
Sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's not our deal. It's not our war. It's not,
Right.
But what I like about that though is that President Trump wants to take care of America first, then we can help others, and we're happy to do that. But
Sure.
the left seems to think that Americans really are expendable, and everybody else in the world that comes in here, they're the ones that need to be taken care of, and it's
Right.
just wrong.
Agreed. 100%.
It's wrong, Paul. It's wrong.
It's wrong,
just
Paulie.
it's just wrong. Hey, you guys, it's just wrong.
It's just wrong.
Oh my God, Ed Stoit. We have a listener.
I watch Ed.
Oh, that's right.
I watch all his comments.
All right. He said the red beret makes me think of that Paul is a member of the Guardian Angels.
Well,
That's a Curtis Sliwa type. hat
actually,
right there.
I'm a national officer with the Ambit Riders. So the national officers wear red beret.
I love that.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
chapter officers wear black. Our state officers wear tan. The national officers wear red. So,
But it
yeah.
does remind me of Curtis Sliwa, who's running for mayor in New York City, and I think
Really?
he would be a great mayor. Don't you?
Who?
Curtis Sliwa, head of the Guardian Angels.
Much better than the other dingbat that's running.
Let's remember who cleaned up New York City. That was Rudolph Giuliani.
Yeah, back in the 70s, correct?
80s, but yeah,
80s?
yeah. So anyway,
Yes.
I think I don't know. I don't. Some people say there's no way he can win.
It's going to be tough.
I got to tell you though,
for sure.
I grew up in New York and New Jersey. I guess you know that.
I know that.
And we would be in New York City, hanging out in Washington Square or something like that, and all of a sudden you see the red berets just kind of bopping down the street,
Patrolling the neighborhoods.
Oh my God, here come the Guardian Angels. We're safe now.
Right.
You really did get that safety feeling.
And watching something like that on a national level here in Missouri, we'd see that and we'd feel better. We would be like, oh, they're safe now.
Right.
I mean, because back then when you're talking about, Vic, I remember that very vividly.
Yeah.
That, there was a porn shop on every corner.
No, it was terrible.
It was really bad.
Peep shows.
Right.
Disgusting stuff. And anyway, the Guardian Angels, well, they were a vigilante group. Let's call it what it is. But
But with their heart was in the right place.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm not 1,000% against vigilantism. It depends upon.
Sometimes the butt whooping needs to happen, right?
All right, let's talk. Paul, stop it. Stop screwing around. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
And the barbecue and helping out the veterans.
Yeah. So this is the 5th year of the Smokin' for Veterans barbecue bash.
How many bikers do you expect to be there?
You know what? This is actually a family friendly event. This is not a
bikers are family friendly.
Well,
right?
you know what? I'm a part of 3,300 AMVETS riders nationwide. Yes, some of us call it. Some say they're bikers. Some say we're motorcyclists. Whatever. But
what do you prefer?
There will be. You know what? Whatever. As long as you don't call me late for dinner,
I knew
I'm
that
fine.
was coming. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm fine. Just call me. I'm always up for some good food. Italian food's good too. Not as good as Mexican food, but it's okay. You know what I'm talking
you
about?
Want to go?
Okay.
You want to go?
Okay. Hey.
All right.
So
all right.
anyway, but coming out, I was here last year. You guys were gracious enough to invite me back. Coming out of COVID in 2021, Nick and Olivia Clancy's Irish Pub in Ellisville is kind of like my cheers. You go in there every day about 4:00 and there's the same crew sitting there and they have one or two beers when they get off work and they go home. And
I love it.
They go, hey, Norm, hey, Paulie, so it's kind of fun. But Olivia Clancy is a Navy veteran. And she approached me. She goes, hey, Paulie, we need to do something. Remember, we used to do some barbecue events out here. And I said, yes, we do. She goes, why don't we do a barbecue event and make it a veteran fundraiser? And all the money we give toward, get towards, the AMVETS riders, what you guys do for the community. And I said, absolutely. So we started the event in 2021. Great success, 22. 23, 24. So this is year number 5. So obviously an important part of this event is the public coming out, and supporting the event. And we need sponsors. Hey, $250, $500, $1,000. You guys got some t-shirts on, there's some hoodies. We promote our sponsors. And it's 100%, after the cost of flyers and t-shirts and stuff that we're selling, 100% of the money that we collect is going to help veterans in the community on a local basis. So what we do is we do stuff that the VA cannot do.
I have to ask.
But our riders' mission here, let me read this to you.
Go ahead.
The AMVETS riders are a dedicated and patriotic group of motorcycle riders who hold true and unwavering respect for our nation, our flag, and our military, past, present, and future. We are committed to the freedom of this nation and to provide community service, fellowship, and preserve and support the aims and goals of the AMVETS organization. And through that, what we do is we are helping locally here, nationwide, but here in St. Louis, we're providing immediate assistance for our veterans and their families in their times of struggle by temporarily subsidizing shortfalls on rent, food, clothing, utilities, minor auto repairs, personal care needs, small home repairs, things that they can't get from the VA. That's what we do. There's a lot of great veteran service organizations in our country. There's a lot of great veteran organizations that are building the tiny homes and building retreats, and they're helping with PTSD that a lot of our veterans suffer from.
Oh my God!
But we're helping with that, the quick stuff. Hey, this guy's behind on his gas bill. Hey, this guy's getting kicked out. He needs some rental assistance. That's what we do. Hey, this guy needs some food. Hey, this guy needs some clothes.
You're kind of the Aflac for veterans, right?
You know what? That is a great way to think about it, Ken. That's what we do. And it's
gap in between.
it is. And we're getting emails from social workers at Jefferson Barracks, at John Cochran, at the St. Patrick Center in the city, the Kaufman Fund. And they're saying, hey, Paulie, can you help this vet with this? And they said,
oh, that's great.
You know, we've got his DD 214.
This event,
yes,
helps fuel the whole year of helping.
Absolutely, especially coming in the wintertime. I mean, there's a lot of people that are just, you know, they're used to not running their heat and their furnace and this and that. So, yeah, we're helping. I think about it as we're helping fill immediate needs, immediate gaps. But to our veterans, when they reach out to us and I say, hey, I just paid the $350 utility bill for you. God bless. And they're like, oh my gosh, really? It's taken care of. Because we're getting their information
Peace
from
of
social
mind.
workers.
I mean, it's part of the Vic for Vets initiative that
Yes.
we're doing, promoting this at least. And I wanted to ask you, so just for somebody who's listening right now, is like,
Yes, sir.
hey, you know what? I could be a sponsor.
Absolutely.
How do they get a hold of you immediately?
My phone number is 417-425-4130.
Yep, that's on the flyer.
It's on the flyers. My email address is pspuhl@moamvetswriters.org. We do need sponsors. I do need to say that a couple of quick, I mean, there's been some phenomenal sponsors, but in Chesterfield Valley, the really funky building in Long Road, the big white building, Dr. Jeffrey Yenzer Family Dental. He's my dentist. He's been my dentist for over 12 years. He is absolutely wonderful. He has been a major sponsor for the last 3 years. Saucy's Pizzeria. There's several of them throughout the community. But the franchise owner out in Catawissa, I had a conversation with him and I kind of got teared up because I'm very passionate about what we do and why we do it.
You are very passionate.
And he became a major sponsor. He just literally went back in his kitchen and came back out with an envelope.
That's great.
Just thick with cash. And said, here you go. You take cash. I go, oh yeah, we take cash. We take cash. We deposit cash.
So let me just say then.
Yes, sir.
People, you know, if you're having a great year, right? There are people who are having a great financial year, right?
Right.
I don't know doing what, I don't know, it's none of my business. But if you're having a great financial year, wouldn't now be a great time to write $1,000 check to Paul for the AMVETS? I think that would be
the check will be made out to the AMVETS Writers, Chapter Mo 1. We are a 501c3, so it is tax deductible.
It would be a great show of patriotism, I think.
I think it would be a great show of patriotism. And I'm going to grab this. This is obviously a gift for you.
What is that supposed to mean?
It's
because it's so big. It's for your fat ass, Vic. Is that what you're saying? What's that supposed to mean?
It's one of those that when you put it on, it makes you look thinner. That's what one of these.
How about that?
3X's takes 10 pounds like the camera.
So again, look, you see Yenzer Dental, Rainbow Restoration, Kirkwood Auto. My buddy Brad Thiel that owns Kirkwood Auto. He actually, besides sponsoring, he contacts a lot of people that he does business with for his auto shop. And last year he got me like five sponsors. Brad Thiel, Kirkwood Auto is phenomenal.
That's
McNamara's awesome. Towing, of course. McNamara's is huge. Omni-Tree, but on here, Pappy's, Pappy Smokehouse.
Oh yeah.
John Matthews. I was at John's house the other day. He goes, hey Paul, I need you to come out here. My day job when I'm not helping veterans, I own an insurance agency. I'm a broker. sometimes I wish I could just do, the philanthropy of the AMVET stuff and raise money full time, because it'd be a lot easier on my life. And
you could get this big enough to do just that.
And my wife tells me, she goes, you know what, you just stop selling insurance and just raise money full time for for veterans. So that's in the works.
How long have you been married?
This is the third one, because the first two I took back to Walmart. They're like, hey, what do you want? I go, can I get like a fishing lure or something for this?
The warranty still on this thing?
Yeah, no, there was no warranty. So I got a couple of fishing lures. But anyway, yes. Met my wife 15 years now. We actually went to high school together, John F. Kennedy Catholic High School, which no longer exists.
On 141.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
graduated in 85. My wife, 84. We're actually having our 40th high school reunion.
Wow.
In 2 weeks, September 13th. Guess where we're having it? Clancy's Irish Pub. We got the whole place. They gave us the whole place to have our 40th reunion.
Next
year. Olivia Clancy, she's a naval veteran.
She's a Navy veteran.
I wanted to mention, I have my sister and my father. They're both Navy. So,
right. Yeah. Hoorah. My son's currently active. He's actually in the other side of the world in Singapore right now.
Wow.
But he's been in for 14 years. He's a Navy chief.
God bless him.
Independent duty corpsman. So he's the doc, right? The corpsmen are their docs.
That's great.
He does good stuff.
Just to review, everyone.
It's
the West County Smokin' for Veterans Barbecue Bash at Clancy's Irish Pub in Ellisville. That's right on New Baldwin Road, right?
No, Old State.
Sorry, I was one. That's right.
You got to go out another 4
west.
miles.
Sorry, right. Old State Road off of
Old
Manchester.
State, Manchester, right?
No,
just on the corner there. The old Clancy's butcher shop used to be. The Clancy family's owned that corner for 100 and some odd years.
Yeah, of course it's Old State. I'm so stupid.
Old State.
Because at
40 Old State Road
at New Baldwin and Manchester
is Moss's.
There's a but this place I'm talking about. There's nothing in it. There's nothing there. It's just a waste of building.
I know it well. I go by there daily.
Hell with that.
Daily, because I live out there.
11 o'clock till
11 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So basically, the public comes in. We're gonna have lots of auction items and raffle items. They come in and they give us $20. They get for $20. We give them a wristband and they get to go sample chicken wings from every vendor, every competitor there. So for
ribeye steak right here.
Okay, so last year I was blessed. The St. Louis Barbecue Society sanctioned this event last year, so it's an official St. Louis Barbecue Society event. So there has to be a chicken, a beef, and a pork.
Got it.
So we're doing wings, we're doing ribs, and we're doing the ribeye. But I'm sure there will be samples being given out.
And you can get a booth at this place if you want to sell. This is for any company that wants to do this, right?
This is the booths are for competitors. But if a company wants to come and promote themselves, they can give me a call and we'll work out a dealio.
There you go, yeah.
Because hey, cash is king, right?
The whole thing is to help. And that's why we started Vic for Vets. And I just want to say Vic for Vets was not my idea, the name of it.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. And it's got a ring to it.
Yes, it does.
Vic for Vets.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So be sure you're out there. If you need Paul, 417-425-4130. Is that going to be up there somewhere, Kenny? Paul's phone number?
Yeah,
it's on the flyer.
There, yeah.
I put the flyer. I put the flyer right back here on the window.
Yeah, he did. Look.
I'm always marketing. Come on now.
Yeah. No, that's a great part, though. That's a great part because of your
Absolutely.
energy. Your energy, though.
Guess what? Olson Roofing just sent me a big old fat check yesterday too. Olson Roofing, they're out of Jefferson County. 2 Navy veterans own it.
How about that?
And I'm friends with Rob and Kathy Connor as well. And Rob and Kathy Connor, they do contribute to this event and many, many, many other things. But
it's amazing how benevolent the Connors are.
The Connors are great.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
The Corey, one of the owners of Olson Roofing, said, "Hey, Paul, there's a check in the mail for you. I appreciate what you do."
So there you go. There's somebody doing exactly what I said. You're having a great year. Your company doing great. Give Paul $1,000.
Bingo.
Just to help out
there you go.
That's what we're talking about.
Vets. Thank you, man.
God bless you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys inviting me back on again. The event's not till October 25th. I'd love to come on one more time.
We'll see. We'll see how you behave.
We'll see.
Let's do it. No, let's do it. We'll plan it. We'll set it up.
See.
That'd be great.
You'll see.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Vic
I'll bring some.
Food.
Some barbecue.
Yes.
I'll bring you some barbecue. You know what? I will have Nick Clancy smoke up some chicken wings, and I'll bring you guys some smoked chicken wings from Clancy's. And that's not even on their menu. He does the special stuff.
If you want to bring a couple of
Yes.
What?
You can come on anyway, but you know
why? Why can't I say what I want to say?
Go ahead.
I want to make sure the little guy here is happy, and I know what's in his heart.
I'm trying to or maybe a plate of a few. I always call them problemos.
Problemos.
Those peppers.
The problems.
Poblanos.
Poblano peppers.
Yeah.
I can work that out. I'll pull up some of the Mexicano kitchen. I just got back from Mexico and visiting family and stuff down there. I had some sick uncles, but
we are so over time here. I just want to say one more thing.
We are.
San Jose, the little restaurant there where Outback used to be.
Yes.
On Manchester Road.
Yeah, down there in the valley. They got some good food.
I love it. And they have paintings of people on the wall.
Yes.
And I said to my waitress, I said, is that little guy, is that Canteen Floss? She said, yeah, you nailed it. Nailed Canteen Floss. Hey, man.
Outstanding.
Great to see you again. Come back again and talk to us about it.
I would love to. Before the event happens, God bless you guys. I really appreciate it. And I'll tell you what, the AMVETS riders, we're in our communities nationwide, and we're helping veterans, we're helping our community, and that's what our mission is.
Well, we love our bikers.
Fun way to do. We love our bikers.
And we ride our bikes.
There you go. Look at that.
Love that.
Yes, we ride our bikes.
All right, Paul. Thanks so much.
God bless you, Paul.
Bless you guys.
Great event. Of course, it's on Old State.
Of course.
I've ridden by it 1,000 times, but I thought I was on New Baldwin Run. I don't know. All right. When we get back, what do you say? RFK Jr. is testifying in front of a Senate committee right now.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
And it's getting hot and heated.
Okay.
Him and Bernie Sanders are going at it pretty good. There. So let's hear some of that next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Number one for live and local conservative talk.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
See no so long as she's denied. Our freedom can never be secured.
English, mother, do you speak it?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Whoosh.
News, analysis,
I'm glad you're talking about this.
opinion.
I'm glad you're fired up about it too, because I know I am.
News Talk STL.
Tony Colombo here for my dentist, Dr. Matt Boscia at New Creation Dental Care, the one-stop shop for all your family's dental needs. And Dr. Boscia is always expanding his services, now including the incredible all-on-4 full arch implant procedure, full mouth restoration that can give you back your smile in as little as 1 day. No more suffering with damaged or missing teeth or poor fitting dentures. You can see some amazing smile makeovers, learn more about the all-on-4 procedure, and see everything Dr. Boscia can do right now at newcreationdentalcare.com.
Jeffco Patriot Radio.
Hey guys, Jefferson County Councilman Billy Crow here from Jeffco Patriot Radio. On behalf of Tim Jones and I just want to thank you for making Jeffco Patriot Radio the #1 listened to show on Sundays here on News Talk STL, where we dive into all the things happening in and around Jefferson County. Check Tim Jones and I out on Jeffco Patriot Radio this and every Sunday at high noon here on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL.
Jeffco Patriot Radio.
Jamie Allman here, tossing and turning over retirement worries. You're not alone. 3 out of 4 Americans share your concern about having enough saved. But here's the thing. A comfortable retirement isn't out of reach, even if you're planning for 30 or 40 years ahead. Every day, Jeff Portman from the Gemini Wealth Group helps people avoid the critical mistakes that can derail their retirement. Build your path to financial confidence. Visit GeminiWealthGroup.com or call Jeff directly at 314-888-0123.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA, SIPC.
You can join in the mission to remember our fallen heroes, honor those who currently serve and their families, and teach younger generations about the value of freedom. A $17 donation to Wreaths Across America sponsors a fresh balsam remembrance wreath. These wreaths have become a symbol of America's respect for those who have served and no longer walk with us. Sponsor a wreath today. Visit wreathsacrossamerica.org or call 877-385-9504.
Free speech is alive and well in America.
Thanks for taking my call.
Right here.
You know what's going on?
Have a great awakening.
You see through the smoke screen.
It's cool to be woke. News Talk STL.
Until it's not.
News, analysis, opinion. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Being the guy who's pushing them out.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
So great to have Paul Spuhl in with us in this great event that's happening in October. We'll have him back and learn more about it. All right. Meanwhile, RFK Jr. is on Capitol Hill, and he is testifying in front of a Senate committee, and it's getting hot and heavy. Kenny, can we let's do a little bit of that?
Yeah.
If in fact they're right, that will come into question as well. Mr. Kennedy, you've stated multiple times in response to other members' questions that scientists were lying. We'll go back to the record in cases where you've said that. I'd just like to see the scientific evidence to substantiate that. I'm going to stipulate that you were honest and you had research behind it. We'll go back and figure out what scientific studies you believe are founded on lies and not scientifically viable. And then finally, I just want to give you an opportunity. Apparently in the exchange with Senator Bennett, you said you agreed with Dr. Levy's statements, who said that the mRNA vaccine caused serious harm, including death, particularly in young people. They said you agreed with that comment. Did you agree with that comment or not?
I think that's true, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Tillis. We now have Senator Smith. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Kennedy, I have sat here for the last many minutes and listened carefully to your testimony. And I think actually Senator Tillis laid out so many of the ways that what you have said has contradicted yourself and others. It's, I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to start here. Over the last 8 months, you have claimed to make America healthy again. But in actual fact, you have led the charge in the Trump administration to destroy what is best in our healthcare system. And your denials and your evasion and your lies here do not change that. You are the Secretary of the Health and Human Services. Yet you're trafficking in these fringe idea and discredited theories that are completely out of step with the scientific consensus. And you seem to be willing to say anything in the moment, even if it's untrue. So last time you were before Congress, Secretary Kennedy, you claimed, and I quote, "I have never been anti-vax. I have never told the public to avoid a vaccination." But in a podcast, you said the opposite. You said there's no vaccine that is safe and effective. So that sure sounds anti-vax to me, Secretary Kennedy. So let me ask you, when were you lying, sir? When you told this committee that you were not anti-vax, or when you told Americans that there's no safe and effective vaccine?
Both things are true.
Oh, so more denial, more back and forth. I mean, here's what I know. Here's what I know.
Let me explain why, Senator. You just
No,
want
actually, I want you to listen to me.
Okay, go ahead.
I want you to listen to me because I've been listening to you. You said that ACIP is an independent panel after you stocked it with your picks. You said that you want evidence-based science, but it seems that what you mean is evidence that supports your view, not the scientific consensus. I mean, you dared to sit there and call my colleague from New Hampshire a liar when she presented you with facts that don't support your view of the world. It's incredible. But let me move on. Just last week, in the days after the tragic shooting at Annunciation Catholic School in my home state of Minnesota, you went on Fox News blaming school shootings on antidepressants. You have no evidence of that because you have no evidence of a connection. And you want to talk about—
you're just saying something. You're just making stuff up.
You know, this is what you say, right? Secretary Kennedy, when someone presents you with information that does not fit—
I did not blame that shooting. I have no idea whether— I have no idea, and I never said that. You're making it up. You're twisting. Yeah, you are.
Secretary
you are being
Kennedy,
dishonest right
now. If you
now.
want to talk about mental health and gun violence in this country, if you want to talk about mental health and gun violence in this country, we should be talking about that because that's what the parents of Annunciation School—
You don't want to talk. You want to
about.
harangue, and you want to politically. You want to have partisan politics.
That is,
I want to actually solve these problems.
Secretary Kennedy, what the Trump administration is doing right now is making it harder for people in this country to get access to mental health care. So don't talk to me about solving the mental health care crisis when you are making it harder. You cut Medicaid, which is the #1 payer for mental health care services in this country. You decimated the agency at Health and Human Services that focuses on mental health and substance abuse. That's what states count on. They're cutting their services to schools as a result of that. Several years ago, in a bipartisan way, Congress came together and passed the Safer Communities Act, which made important investments in mental health care and did some important, those small things to reduce access to guns. What do? You propose cutting that funding. This is what we're talking about in your leadership in the Department of Health and Human Services. If you want radical transparency, as you talk about, I mean, take a look at what you are doing. And, you know, I've heard a lot about MAHA today while we've been here. There's a lot of Americans, Secretary Kennedy, who trust you, who believe what you say, especially when you say you're standing up to corruption. And I think that they need to know, you apparently have a lot of influence with President Trump.
She can ask questions.
Did you ask him not to roll back these
Yeah,
regulations that are stopping the big corporations from dumping heavy metals and endocrine disruptors into our soil and water? I mean, there's no evidence that you have been even opposing that. Did you do anything to stop the Trump administration from rolling back this handout to big pharma that makes it easier for the big drug companies to charge more for cancer drugs? No, you presided
He's going to tear
over
her
that.
up
I mean, it's stunning, really,
if she ever shuts
what's
up.
happened over the last 8 months.
Filibuster.
It's stunning to me. And I just hope that in this moment, our colleagues, there's hardly anybody left in this room,
Oh my God.
are going to think about what it is that you've done, what your legacy is going to be at the Health and Human Services Agency, and pay attention to the damage that is being done here.
Oh,
come on, talk.
He's looking around.
Senator Marshall.
All right. Thank you, Chairman, and welcome, Mr.
so
Secretary.
smart.
One of your themes
His handle on
for
this
the
so
CDC is transparency. And I think when I hear you talk about transparency, I think part of that is sharing what you know, what the CDC knows with parents so that they can make decisions. Behind me, I know it's gonna be hard to see from there. I can barely read it. This is the current CDC recommendations for vaccines for children. On day number 1, they get their first jab, a hepatitis vaccine. By the time they're 18 months, they've had 18 jabs. By the time they get to be able to vote, they have 76 jabs. Now, when I listen, what I hear you say is that, look, vaccines are drugs. We need a measured response and a measured, when do we use this? It's interesting that the United States has put age 65 and older for COVID vaccine. UK has chosen 75 and France 80. Obviously, scientists disagree exactly when that should or shouldn't be. Hepatitis B vaccine, it makes no sense to me. I've only delivered 5,000 babies, but we do a hepatitis test on every mom. By the time she delivers that baby, I know her pretty well. And if she doesn't have any risk factors, if she's not an IV drug abuser, if she's in a stable monogamous relationship, nobody at home has hepatitis, I don't know. I don't see the benefit myself in that hepatitis vaccine.
Totally agree with that.
Eligible for it. Everyone can get it. And my pediatricians always agree with me. And no, I'm not saying if you don't know the hepatitis status of that patient, they shouldn't get it. I'm not saying if this person's had no prenatal care, that puts them at risk for hepatitis.
Wait.
Can you just speak a little bit?
Here we go.
When you talk about transparency and trying to empower and make vaccines available, these should be treated just like a medication.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I say I'm not anti-vaccine. Saying I'm anti-vaccine is like saying I'm anti-medicine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pro-medicine, but I understand some medicines harm people. Some of them have risks. Some of them have benefits that outweigh those risks for certain populations. And the same is true with vaccines. And we don't understand the risk profile because vaccines are the only medical intervention, medical device, or pharmaceutical drug that are exempt from pre-licensing safety studies. And so there are 2 hepatitis vaccines. And one of them had a safety study that lasted for 4 days on 143 kids for a product that's going to be given to 76 million kids.
All right. So listen.
The risk profile prior to the introduction of the vaccine.
He's not saying ban vaccines.
No.
He's saying you're not mandated to do so.
In the United States of America, we have choices we can make.
And side effects are what he's talking about now. You watch the drug commercials that I hate so much. The list of side effects: swollen tongue, cut out your eyes, bleeding by the lungs. I mean, that vaccines, of course. How naive do you think we are when you say there's no side effects from a vaccine? How naive are you to say that?
Right.
Of course there's going to be side effects. Well, I'm coming so close to cursing today that I just better put off the microphones and let's talk to the folks in the chat box next. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. 1019-94.1 News Talk STL. Chat box next.
And you might hear Jardin's commercial next too.
The Vic Porcelli Show. Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. It's the tale of the little Bill with a big story to tell. The Pfizer Broadway series presents by popular demand. For 3 nights only, it's Judeo-Christian the musical.
That's how went on. It was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
Coming this February 29th, 30th, and 31st to the fabulous Pfizer Theater. Starring that lady in the tan pants and that guy who didn't know that his copier needed to be plugged in to work. Don't miss your chance to see this blockbuster musical. Ask for your A1C discount. It's Judeo-Christian the musical. February 29th, 30th, and 31st at the fabulous Pfizer Theater. Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Trump announced that the U.S. carried out a strike against a drug-carrying vessel from Venezuela. We'll ask Steve Bucci of Heritage if we're at war with the cartel.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
Kathy Connor from Connor Roofing is here. Kathy, how you doing?
Good. Hi, Vic.
You know, when you need a roof, I don't want to call a stranger. I want to call you.
Yeah, thanks. At Connor Roofing, we're more than just a roofing company.
How long you been doing it?
Since 1993.
And year after year, storm after storm, you guys are always there.
Because this is our home too, Vic. Our kids go to school with your kids. We cheer for the same teams. Go Blues!
So support your neighbors. Call Connor Roofing at 314-375-7475 or CONNER roofing.com.
Thanks, Vic.
Hunters, you know that dove season is here and deer season is right around the corner. That's why you should get your supplies from the experts at Whistle Pig Outdoors in Troy. Mike Ferguson here, and I'm telling you, it is worth the trip to Troy to get your hunting clothes and decoys and chairs and even ammo. The family that owns Whistle Pig Outdoors, they're not just hunters. They are experts ready to help you make this hunting season a success. Find them online at whistlepigoutdoors.com.
Whoosh.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Forget about it.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
You know, they think they can push RFK Jr. around, these
Yeah.
senators.
Yeah.
They made a big mistake.
Yeah.
Big mistake. Okay. Welcome to it. 1019 94.1 News Talk STL. Hour 3 of our 3-hour tour always has the chat box. So let's get that going. You know what? I'm going to do the Facebook one first real quick.
Okay.
Good morning, gents and fellow Vic Heads. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Thank you, Navy Chief. Yesterday, Papa was rolling stone. It was the 3rd of September. Good morning, Vic Head Patriots. Hello there, Amy. How are you? Ed Stoyd says, 1. Is it really a lonely number?
Is it?
And 101 said 2 can be as bad as 1. It's the loneliest number since the number 1. That's exactly right for 1, right?
Yes, it is.
So pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America. No fair election.
No peace.
No fair tariff.
No peace.
No peace. Oh, peace. Good morning, all you beautiful, mega, ultra patriotic, deplorable, garbage, degenerate, freedom fighting, God fearing, Vic Head weirdos.
Good morning, St. Louis.
Hey, Karen, how you doing? Mrs. Maisel, everybody loved Mrs. Maisel. You've watched the whole series?
Not the whole thing. No, my wife has though. She's obsessed with it actually.
Pretty funny from the clips. I haven't seen it. I just got some clips together to play something for Karen. Because there's a lot of Jew stuff in there. Did you see that the IDF found a boy in Gaza still alive that Hamas said was dead?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So take that information and multiply it by hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
And how much they lied about how many people were killed in Gaza.
Yep.
Show your stupid college student kid. Okay, sorry. Your kid may not be stupid, but find a stupid college kid doesn't know anything.
Right.
And tell him that.
Right.
There's so much BS coming out of that arena that it's disgusting. Yeah. Modi is playing both sides of the fence to see where his future financial success may come from. Sadly, he doesn't seem to be smart enough to know that President Trump doesn't play games. We were talking about this yesterday, Ken. Modi, what if, it's a what if, so you don't know what's going to happen, hypothetical, whatever. But what if President Trump didn't step in and stop India and Pakistan from starting a war? Who would have won that war?
Well, they're both nuclear powers.
And what if they both pushed the nuclear button?
Exactly right. And we would have all been affected by it. The thing that I notice whenever I hear Modi talking about, talking to Putin and Xi Jinping, is that I think it all stems from when President Trump said, look, don't get your oil from Russia. Get it from the United States. If you don't, we're going to raise your tariffs. And what did he do? He went and got oil from Russia. So President Trump's just doing exactly what he said he was going to do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for not getting us into a war. Now go
yes.
yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, Vic, Ken, and crew. Thank you, Allison.
Good morning, Allison.
Hit the like button. Would it kill you?
Would it kill you?
Hit the like button.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. I swear to God, you guys are so great. You put up with all the stupid stuff that we do. Why am I having such a hard time today? I almost said it again there. I almost said a bad word right there.
Almost. I got my finger on the button.
I like I curse when I'm off the air. I don't know why that would happen.
I don't know.
Good morning, Karen. Always great to hear you. Shen Yun, woo! If Jessica and my wife are listening, they just yelled it too.
Shen Yun.
Leftists are all the same, whether it's in China, Russia, or here in our own constitutional republic. They're vile, they're evil. Yes, they are. The no longer secret Republican plot to make liberals look like fools and idiots, known as Just Let Them Speak, is working. Thanks, Senator Kennedy, for saying it out loud. Left-wing loons went berserk in Minneapolis yesterday when J.D. Pritzker, I guess, and his wife visited the church to pay respect.
No. J.D. Vance and his wife did, I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, it's J.B. Pritzker anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So J.D. Vance and his wife visited the church to pay respect, and then idiots were yelling, holding up signs, and gave the middle finger to them because they're mentally ill.
Well, they are mentally ill. I also saw this video where they were having a Christian festival, and there were Christian bands playing, and they had a group of these, of course, purple-haired freaks. I mean, these people were just the weirdest-looking people in the world, with kazoos, by the way. The kazoos, they all started playing in unison with the festival players, with the band playing, and they were just trying to disrupt. It's why?
Yeah.
What are they doing to hurt you? What are they doing? What is it? Because you're responding to something that they've done to you. What is it? Tell us.
Right, you're right, Ken. Did you hear the guy? They asked how many genders there are. He said 2, male and female. Then he was challenged on how many more. He answered none, but there are unlimited mental illnesses. He might be talking about RFK Jr. My future, Dill, I don't know what that means, is a Chinese citizen. Chinese people are forbidden to see Shenyun. Woo.
They are. Shenyun.
Woo.
No, they are because apparently they conflict very heavily with the CCP.
Commercial says before China became communist.
Yeah.
This is how they danced and had fun and frivolity. Did you hear the guy say they asked? Oh, sorry. Just read the same thing all over again. How many will try to fill the shoes of goat producer Ken? Will it take a village? Probably will. Do you have to go?
Yeah. Yeah, my wife would kill me.
Okay. Fine.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss you guys though. I really will. I'll be jonesing by probably the 4th or 5th day.
Ed says, I'm sorry. 101 says to Ed, nobody can fill Ken's shoes. No, he's all right. He's not great.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Leftist loons block roads without permits. Imagine if conservatives blocked the road even with a permit. The loony media would be all over it.
Well, Vic clarified it back when we were talking about it, and it makes total sense. You can get a permit to block a road for a festival, for a parade. You can block the roads. They do it downtown St. Louis. That's fine. If you get the permissions to do that, then cars know that they don't drive there.
And my plan is just it's not a protest. It's not a demonstration. It's an informational gathering.
I think it's a great idea.
You know, I mean, Gianna Caldwell lost his little brother.
Yeah.
And the crime hasn't been solved.
Yeah, it's no big
There's
deal.
a black American saying, my little black brother was killed in your city. I almost cursed again. What is my problem? What am I going to do when you're not
watch
here?
out, though.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
Breakfast, deli day, early meal. I'll have pastrami with a fried egg on marble rye.
Nice.
Imagine if you will.
Yeah.
A world so strange, so off the beaten path, so odd that Democrats are smart. And then Sergeant stops says, Impossible 101. Vic said Feng Shui and Shenyun. Why is that funny?
It's feng shui.
Oh, maybe that's why.
It might be. Feng shui. I've heard it said so many different
Feng
ways.
Shui. I look very much forward to Twilight Zone coming out our tube. I looked very much forward to Twilight Zone coming on our tube type black and white TV every week. Sorry. And there were no Twilight Zones in color. It's, only lasts like 5 or 6 years, like 59 to 63 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great episodes. There's one in particular where the man who loves to read breaks his glasses.
Yep.
That one was just so sad. They're all kind of sad.
That's called Time Enough at Last, I believe.
Okay.
And
what about
Burgess Meredith is the guy you're talking about.
Yes. And the elderly woman that she it's her time to go, but she won't let the guy in. And someone keeps saying, I need help. I need help. And she's like, I can't let you in because I know who you are. And she convinces her.
You know who plays that guy, the Angel of Death?
Robert Redford?
Yes. Awesome. Guess what's coming for dinner? It scared the poop out of me. Vicky said it scared the poop out of me. Twilight Zone did? Yeah, Twilight Zone did. William Shatner was in an episode of Twilight Zone. It was 20,000 Nightmare at 20,000 feet when he saw the gremlin on the wing, right?
Right, and they referenced that in other movies.
In the Twilight Zone movie.
Yeah.
They made a Twilight Zone movie. And
okay.
John Lithgow was the guy who was sitting in the plane. And
right.
And it was much better. The graphics and stuff were much better.
Yeah.
And want to see something really scary?
Oh.
So when that movie was on cable when it was new, Chris loves Twilight Zone, right? But he was still kind of young. And he was standing right next to the television. And I knew, because what happens is Dan Aykroyd and Super Dave Osborne, I think. Whatever his brother's name is. They're in the car, and Dan Aykroyd goes, want to see something really scary? He turns around.
Yeah.
So I knew it was coming. So I had Chris, watch this, Chris. Look, get closer. Just watch it. And then when he turns around, Chris like took a step away from the TV, like he was going to jump out of it. Okay.
That's like that one viral thing that was going around for a while on the computer where you're just like seeing a car just going down the road, serene sounding music and the sun shining, and then all of a sudden that face just comes out of nowhere.
The female robot had her face shot off by the prison asteroid in the Lonely episode of The Twilight Zone. Ted Knight was one of the astronauts. Wow, Ted Knight.
Oh, wow.
Well, we're waiting. John Denner's character shot Alice's face off. And that, believe it or not, is what's happening now, because Jack Warden's sentence for his crime was to be on this planet, and his companion, Gene Marsh, was just a robot.
Right.
It was AI.
Yeah.
1959 AI. He was a good bad guy in a lot of Westerns. Who are we talking about here? Okay, John Denner, I guess.
As you keep mentioning these Twilight Zone episodes, I keep remembering other ones, like the two astronauts that land on this planet and they can't find anybody. They don't think anybody's there, but it turns out they're all really, really tiny people.
Yeah. But then at the very end, they're the tiny people.
They're the tiny people.
And there's giants even bigger than
yes.
them. Yeah.
Great.
Love that episode.
Such great writing. I think it's the fact I appreciate such unique writing.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the Twilight Zone Companion's a great book. Great book. I had nightmares. How old were you? I think between 4 and 5. I'm a bit younger than Vic. Hey, what the hell? Until the left steals the presidential election again. The left thinks they are God. Tell Gore and Thunberg to start with themselves. Oh, ugh. I never had nightmares except my ex-wife. Oh, that's not nice. But I recall being scared by a monster on late night TV when I was a pre-first grader. I don't know.
The Birds, the movie The Birds, that was the big nightmare for me. And I can remember like it was yesterday, man.
There was a movie called Two in a Guillotine. And Cesar Romero, the guy who played the Joker in the 60s Batman TV show, was in it. And it was just really scary. And I watched it at night by myself. Leftists are a nightmare movie. Walter Cronkite told us that North America would be covered by 100 feet sheet of ice and global cooling. That's what they started that crap.
Yeah, they did. And that's another thing. The climate crisis people, they can never decide on one thing and stick with it. Right. It's always either too cold, too hot.
100-foot thick sheet of ice, they said. Winters 60s through the 80s were brutal in St. Louis, deep, often snowstorms, freezing rain, sub-zero temperatures, and wind chills. Halloween was often cold. That's what my wife says. Boy, she was born in Bridgeton. I grew up in the deep freeze of the West Central Florida Gulf Coast. It was horrific. Joe D. Messina played a concert in Belleville, Illinois at the Lincoln Theater a couple of years ago. Jody's interview today was kind of like a second deli day. I was in Florida a few years ago on vacation, 50 degrees at Epcot. Cold, cold, cold. I have an acquaintance and her husband who are professional cornhole players in the Professional Cornhole League. I have a nice yard game. Jarts. Do you remember jarts?
Oh, yeah. We used to throw the thing up in the air and then run.
How many visits to the emergency room happened with that game?
A group of us would stand and we'd throw one up in the air and everybody'd have to run.
I'm sorry. We can't get to all of them. I blame Ken because he's going on vacation. Have a great time.
Hey, thanks, Vic.
Enjoy your family.
I'll miss everybody.
Tell Maddie and Abby I said hey, and
Caddy
and Daddy. Thanks so much for having the record player on at night. Listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
We'll see you tomorrow without Ken. Whatever.
Whoosh.
Hey, NewstalkSTL listeners, this is Levi, CEO of Reach Reproductive Health. There was a huge gap left when the biggest pregnancy center in St. Louis had to close their doors right after Amendment 3. But by God's grace and power, Reach has been able to step into that space. We have acquired Thrive centers and are continuing operations in greater St. Louis. I have a request for you. Would you pray and consider getting to know Reach more? We are here to see babies saved and families transformed by the power of Christ. Get to know us on our Reach community website, outreachforlife.org. That's outreachforlife.org.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right, nice, soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
Remember those magical moments in Mom's kitchen? The heavenly aroma of fresh baked cookies? At Trolley Stop Bakery in Chesterfield's Forum Shopping Center, our co-op of talented bakers has been perfecting that homemade magic for 4 decades. From the gooeyest cookies in town to custom pies, cobblers, and cakes, everything's made from scratch, just like Mom and Grandma's recipes. Need that perfect corporate gift? We ship our famous cookies nationwide. The Trolley Stop Bakery, 67 Forum Shopping Center, or TrolleyStopBakery.com. Because some traditions are too sweet not to share.
KLGY HD3 Clay, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm John Scott. Texas lawmakers have passed a measure that would let state residents sue out-of-state abortion pill providers for as much as $100,000.
That would include drug makers, doctors prescribing the pills, and anyone who mails the medication. It's the first legislation of its kind in any state. Supporters hail it as a tool to stop medication abortions, which remain available despite being illegal in Texas. Abortion rights groups deride the measure as a